Welcome back, everybody, to the finals. We're here. We are at the moment where Down to Flash and Garcrush2 are playing against each other for the last time, and the series for the last time. And last time they played, though, Down to Flash barely beat out Garcrush2.
Oh, so gosh darn close. And it's just so fury between these two teams. Season after season, these teams have faced off, against each other. Some of the players have changed, but a lot of them have stayed the same. And last year it was the team Down to Flash. Now that they're called this season, a lot of their players were the ones that won last season. So we have a challenger. Hopefully, Kodo Draco can take him down this season.
So we do have Down to Flash here on the blue side with Garcrush2 on the red side. From top to bottom, we have Silly Squirtle in the top lane, Jolts in the jungle, Escape CL. He came back. We no longer have their sub in. Hide the Fish is their AD carry, and then Yomi Hime as their support for Down to Flash. In Garcrush2, we've got Kodo Draco in the top lane, Will of D in their jungle, Garchomp1 is their mid laner, the Keaton Factor and McDoodles in the bot lane. And we've got some bans already coming through. Ari, Nautilus, Gnar, Pyke, Nunu.
Yeah, and McDoodles on Garcrush2 did play Nautilus all three games against Down to Flash. So it's you expect to see that Nautilus ban. Ari and Gnar is consistently banned against Garcrush2. So I'm assuming that's Kodo's main.
Yeah.
And we've never seen him play it. We don't know how dangerous he is on it, but other teams don't want to see it. So they don't let him have it.
They're like, we could, or we let him pick something else. But we have a Wukong showing in the first pick for Down to Flash, Senna and Zoe for Garcrush2 here. Wukong, kind of just a flex pick still. We're trying to figure out where he's going to go.
Yes, but he does fit into the playstyle of Jolts, being a gank-eccentric jungler. And something that Garcrush2 kind of needs to figure out this game is how they're going to track him, how they're going to know where he's going to gank. They need vision on his camps to know what he's cleared and where he is so they can prepare accordingly. Because that is honestly the reason that that Down to Flash has been winning their games. Jolts has just been ganking and getting them ahead in the lane, and even on Karthus when he had his ultimate up, he would still help out the lanes. He had some very clutch ults. So they just need to be able to find him and shut him down.
Yeah, definitely. Along with the fact that I think Keaton Factor was doing so well earlier today. He was just a monster with the 80 carries he was taking into those lanes. And so if he can get the Keaton Factor fed and then track Jolts, I think that'll be a good start for Garcrush2 in taking this series out. So with that, Caitlyn for the bot lane. Looks like Hide the Fish will take Caitlyn. Always an impressive pick. You're the bane of your existence, as we know.
Yes, she's
nowhere to be.
Absolutely ridiculous. And then the Senna on the other end. Now, she does have kind of a normal range at the beginning, but it does extend depending on how many stacks she gets. So it may be a little painful in the beginning, but once she gets a couple stacks, she'll be able to stand toe-to-toe with Caitlyn.
Yeah, definitely. Talia also picked. I don't see a lot of Talia, but most of the time she's just in that jungle, so that might be the jungle pick of Will of D. We're not, it could be anywhere though. We do have the Zoe, so it most likely is the jungle.
Yep, that's where I would assume it is. And they ban out the Ornn, and then on the side of Garcrush2, they ban out the Syndra and the Morgana. So support and mid lane bans coming out. So we are missing support on both sides of the screen, and Garcrush2 is going to be the first one to pick after the bans. So hopefully they can grab themselves a good support that McDoodles is comfortable on.
Yeah.
His Nautilus is banned out, but he's got to have a secondary, so we'll see what he brings out. I would expect the Tom Kench, unless that was the Tom Kench that just got banned.
Yeah, did we have a... They might not have been able to ban. We're not entirely sure, but we will figure it out.
We will figure it out. See who is banned. Let's see, and then who else are we missing? We're missing potentially
a top laner.
Yeah, a top laner.
Okay, we have a Camille as the last ban here for Down to Flash, so that definitely targeting Kodo Draco in that top lane. We saw I believe we saw him earlier today
We
with
did.
the Camille, who was doing absolute work on that
Exactly.
top lane. So
Yep. He went into Fiora on the Irelia, so it's a very skill-based matchup, and he did really well into it.
mhm.
So I would expect him. I mean, that's a good ban, quite honestly, to get
We
rid of the Camille.
we do have that Xin Zhao. So Talia's not the jungler.
Could be support. It could be a top
Support,
laner.
maybe top lane. Yeah, we could see him showing in a lane. I've only really seen him in the jungle, but we've already seen this enough today that we just have such nutty compositions at some
Yeah.
point. And so Thresh Victor last 2 picks for down to Flash, and then the Bard Hover almost there.
Interesting. A Bard. I haven't seen a Bard in a very long time.
He does quite a bit of damage if you can get a Lich Bane on that guy, but the Fiora pick instead. So that looks like it's a Talia bot lane or a Zoe bot lane with the Senna.
Yeah, I would think it would be a Senna and Talia, but it could also be the Zoe. They both have forms of CC to help secure kills.
Yeah.
I am worried about the lack of frontline on the side of Garcrush2. Down to Flash does have set, and then they do have some great scaling in the Victor.
Mhm.
That bot lane is going to be a little rough with 2 squishies. Caitlyn can just basically poke him down until they have to leave lane.
Mhm.
Not much you can do there, but let's hope that we can get some good ganks off. I mean, Xin Zhao is a very good early ganker, but so is Wukong, which means there's probably going to be blood in the water pretty early.
Yeah, I expect this game to be definitely a bloody one. It's a lot of squishies happening. Set will be probably one of the biggest. Set and maybe Thresh a little bit, but Set the biggest guy, the biggest health bar, I guess we could say.
Yep.
It's gonna be just a bunch of stats for that guy.
It looks
Set in that top lane. All right.
It looks like Garcrush2 is definitely running more of like a pick comp, just kind of looking for overextended champions making mistakes and then taking advantage of it. But if they can do that, then honestly, I mean, you can take objectives pretty well. It's just a high risk, high reward kind of team comp. They could also be going for like a 4-1 split with Fiora. But as for down to Flash, they definitely look like more of a team fighting comp.
Yeah, more of that traditional build of a team
Exactly.
composition. Now, we do see the Talia was picked for Will of D, so that will be the Xin Zhao support or AD carry with the Senna support. It's gonna be back and forth trade. But I mean, I would see that if they do another fasting Senna strat, just a hyper aggressive with the Xin Zhao, and we'll have to see how that kind of plays out once we get into the game. See if he decides to go for sickle with the Senna, or if it's just gonna go for a general. I mean, like, you always get sickle with Senna, but yeah. So the AD carry there, the Keaton Factory going to take Senna, and Xin Zhao going in for McDoodles.
Interesting. Yeah, this is not what I expected. Ah, there's the switch. Okay, so it is Talia in the bot lane.
Oh, why did they
McDoodles on a
switch?
Talia. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to throw him off.
They're being cheeky. Those cheeky boys. All right, so then we'll go back to what we were talking about. Talia in the bot lane with the Senna.
Yeah.
I mean, a little bit more range, which will be nice. The Xin Zhao will be able to roam around and set up for those plays, even in the bot lane as well. So overall, not the worst composition.
And we did see Will of D, kind of a sore spot for Garcrush2 in the first game against Needlessly Large Rods. He was the reason that they got so far behind, getting caught in the jungle multiple times. And then just the power of Wukong overwhelming him, almost deleting him instantly. So this is his second time going up against that Wukong. They banned him the other 2 games that they won. No, they played him once and then banned him. So we'll see how well Will of D can do after losing so hard to this champion. Let's see what he's learned and see if he can come back. And holy cow, it's the finals.
The finals. This is the first game of the best of 5.
Holy cow.
Whoever wins this will just have a lead right now. It's not like it's game point.
Not yet.
But not yet. We got plenty of league happening here. I am very curious as to how this Talia will match up
Yeah.
with the bot lane of Caitlyn and Thresh, just because we assume it's going to be the fasting Senna strat. The Talia is squishier than most people think.
Yeah.
She actually doesn't take a hit too well, and her damage is also kind of lackluster until she's able to get a couple of items and all of her kit together. And then after that, it's all just dependent on her getting the knock up with her abilities.
Yeah,
That's where the damage comes through. But I feel like it's gonna be a tough bot lane for Garcrush2.
it is. I feel like if either of them get hooked by that Thresh, it's gonna be an easy kill. And then Caitlyn with her really long range will be able to follow up on the Thresh no matter where he hooks him. So it is gonna be a rough lane. But if they can get through it, they do have great scalings, both in the Fiora, the Senna, and the Talia. Whereas Victor on the side of Down to Flash is probably the best scaling champion that they have. Caitlyn as well. Once she gets all her crit items, she does ridiculous amounts of damage from a ridiculous range. Kind of gives me nightmares, but
you wake up in a cold sweat every morning, like, Caitlyn, range, no. With that, I think Down to Flash will have this one. The composition, I mean, based on its traditionality of it. It's a well-established composition, but that set will definitely be able to kind of break down any front line that Garcrush2 doesn't even have.
exactly.
But he's able to separate the team already, get the Xin Zhao maybe by himself, and then everyone else, and then Victor and Caitlyn can, and even Wukong can just jump on the others, drop their damage, and even get the wins there.
Exactly.
So I think this game's going Down to Flash.
I think Down to Flash does come out of the draft phase a little on the top. I'm not quite sure how Garcrush2 plans to pull this off.
Right.
But I am rooting for Garcrush2 on this one. I think that the underdogs I think it's their time to rise. Want to see them take them down.
This might be the time.
Yeah, I mean they couldn't even win during the season when they played against Down to Flash, but now they will have at least 3 chances to take down the champions. So
yeah,
we'll see if they can do it. I'm excited.
I don't know what to think still with this Talia pick. I'm like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I just don't understand. The lack of front line is going to be very tough for a team like that. They do have disengage with the Talia, but
yeah,
it's not as good as say like a Braum or even like a Janna. There's like some of the standard supports. Yeah. And usually with the fasting Senna, you go with something tanky. I think Tom Kent was the go-to.
The big disengage. Yeah.
That was open. So I'm not really sure what prompted the Talia. Maybe it's something that they've practiced. I know that they've been coming up with comps. Coda Draco himself said that they went to the drawing board and are coming back with something new. So I guess this is it. And
this is what they found to work. So we will be jumping in once again. Right here we go. Yeah, into the Summer's Rift.
Oh, no.
And we saw this last time, except with the Scion. Luckily, there's no Scion. So.
Oh, Keaton.
Oh, wow.
no,
Snags
Keaton.
the hook. That's a flashless Senna now.
It is a flashless Senna, very respectful.
But is also an alive Senna.
It is, yeah. Honestly, worth it. If you blow your flash for first blood, it just means you need to play it safe for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we do have the Sickle and the Dorn's Ring down in that bot lane. So yeah, we're gonna see how this all shakes out for Garcrush2 in that bot lane. Everyone kind of just going back to neutral.
Yeah, I find it hard to imagine that this is just something they came up with today. I feel like this is something they've been practicing. I mean, this game, Coda Draco himself has kind of been making a big deal about, so I doubt they just throw it away on kind of a whim.
Right.
This has got to be something that they've been playing with. So I'm expecting to be surprised here.
Mm-hmm. And even with that, this is game 1. If it doesn't turn out to be in their favor, they can still draft even more traditional comps
right, yeah.
to make a comeback.
Yeah, now is definitely the best time to do it. I mean, really not a lot is on the line. You still have more chances in the end. So if you're going to do something crazy, now is the time to do it.
Right.
Set being set.
Doing her, Fiora doing her thing.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. See, this is what I was scared of.
So, yeah, we do see this early on already. Talia, super low health, is able to regen a little bit with the potions to about half health. But, I mean, half health is nothing to Caitlyn. And they're just going to push them right off of the wave here.
Yep. The second that they leveled up to level 2, you saw both of them try to catch him off guard, but couldn't quite do it. Garcrush2 was prepared this time. Nice job hitting the vitals and then stepping out of the way of the haymaker. That was beautiful. Good stuff coming up from Kotodraco.
Mitigating all the damage by getting away from that haymaker. Didn't even have to expend the dash for it.
Looks like we have Will of D potentially setting up a gank here, but Silly Squirrel does have a feeling something's up. He does not have it warded, but he knows that Xin Zhao will be in the area because he did start blue buff. And then we do have Silly Squirrel coming to meet him on the way. And then Jolts is coming as well. Who is going to be taken down first? Oh my goodness, Will of D takes it. He does get a little bit of health restore. He gets the knockup, but unfortunately it isn't enough. Fiora, oh actually that was Garchomp 1 taking him down. So it was a 2-4-1. That is, and they also got first blood as well. So they did get a lot more blood, gold in their pocket, but unfortunately it looks like Madoodles is going to be going down right now. Hide the Fish is getting low, but not low enough. Keaton Factor is trying to take him down, but the heal comes out, and they are both taken down. Gold advantage is now in the favor of DTF. Kotodraco is trying to change that, though. Hitting the vitals. It's not enough, though.
One of those.
Holy cow. So much action in a short amount of time. And Jolt's trying to fight Will of D here. He knows that mid lane and bot lane both have priority. But Will of D is just saying, screw it. I will take you down and give my life for it. Not bad.
This is what we'll see is that bot lane for down to flash right now will always.
That was rough. She tried to parry the haymaker, but unfortunately did it a second too early.
Yeah. And
therefore got the full blast, the full true damage of the fully procced haymaker.
But we do have that bot lane will never be able to push out for Garcrush2 with McDuddles and the Keaton Factor on Senna and Talia. They're never going to have an ability, the ability to step up, push the lane out, and then create priority for that dragon. However, we have Will of D, who's been oppressing Jolts so much lately, and does get the scuttle due to smite.
Ooh, Sleepy Shovel Bubble barely misses. Will of D does have the level advantage, and Kotodraco is taken down the Silly Squirrel in top lane. That is just going back and forth. First one will kill one, and then the other will kill the other. Hook comes out and lands right on McDoodles.
Wow,
he gets low, he gets taken down.
That headshot does just way too much damage, and especially Talia, like I said, just doesn't have a lot of health anyway. Flash Flay doesn't get anything.
That is very unfortunate for Yomihami, but honestly, they've just been dominating that lane. I don't expect him to need his flash anytime soon, besides trying to get more kills. Yeah. So it's unfortunate, but it's not the worst flash to be down.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be missing that flash. They just have such dominance in that bot lane that they won't. They don't even need it. They're just trying to be cheeky, you know.
Exactly. And I'm not quite sure how Garcrush2 will respond to this bot lane if they're going to make, if Will of D is going to give them, you know, a couple ganks here in a second. They are pretty well warded out. But Thresh just applying so much pressure.
All right, everything kind of reset back to neutral at this point. Gold difference is about 1,000. in the favor of Down to Flash. That's just the 2 extra kills that they have. McDoodles getting caught. Once again, it's just, that's how I feel like the rest of this is going to be, is just McDoodles can't do anything. You don't even try to step up, and they just jump on you under tower.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that is how it's going to go, and it may honestly Caitlyn can carry games, so you could see her just taking this game and putting it on her shoulders, regardless of how the other lanes are doing. So basically Garcrush2 just needs to change something up about this bot lane. They need to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, definitely. With Caitlyn, 2 kills, 0 deaths, 3 assists. That's a lot of gold just from kills. Already have that BF sword, and I'm sure with 55 gold, she's able to back and get Berserker shoes. Berserker Greaves. Okay. Berserker Greaves. Get that extra attack speed going. A little extra. We got some priority, but they might. Oh, they're just pulling out the dragon. Okay.
Wow. So they got a brief amount of priority in the bot lane, and Will of D was there taking the Drake. Good call by him, seeing that they had a little bit of an advantage, and then just calling them, making the call to take drag.
Yeah, luckily he's able to melt the dragon faster than some other junglers, also with the help of his teammates. But they were able to burn it down pretty quick with his damage to get secure the first Drake, Cloud Drake. So not too important, but it does add a little. It does add a token to your Dragon Soul if you're able to get it. Ooh,
nice parrying the haymaker.
Woo! Those vitals.
Yeah, it's so tantalizing when you're playing Hero to hit those. Like, regardless of the risk, you just want to.
Right.
All right, we do have Jolts in the area, though. Kodo Draco is not warded up.
Yeah, might have to be careful.
That's an exhaust bubble. Ooh, and it looks like Will of D did see an open Rift Herald. He may take this scuttle and then try to snatch that from under the nose. Oh my goodness. Holy cow, she ran into the Thresh wall, and that's what unfortunately killed her.
Yeah.
Jolts is bot lane as well, looking to take down Heat Factor. And this is just hard to watch.
This bot lane is tough, and McDoodles is 0-4. That's just not a stat you like to be at when you're trying to be the damage of the bot lane with a tier and 2 Doran's rings. They need to start looking for their focus into Kodo Draco in the top lane with Fiora, as well as Garchomp, who's been in lane, is farming a little bit better than Escape, and has a kill. So I mean, we shall see. Rift Herald is dropped from Will of D here to take down a few plates and a full stack of minions. They might get first tower.
You know, Silly Squirtle is here, and he is a menace to fight under tower, so I would assume that they back off now, but they did get 3 plates, which isn't a lot compared to the 4 plates that have been obtained in the bot lane, but it is something.
We don't know how long the Keaton Factor and McDoodles will have till they have to give up that first tower, just because of the oppression from Caitlyn's range, as well as all of those headshots being dealt onto McDoodles. Just melts his health.
Oh man, and here goes Yoma Alme doing what he does best, but Garchomp won. Completely ready for that hook. Ult's right out of the way, and they are just outputting ridiculous amounts of damage. And the ult comes out from Senna. She's getting the flash, and the flash coming out from the bubble from Garchomp one. What a play!
That was amazing. To break down what just happened. Hold on, let me catch my breath on that. That was like, that was That was something else.
It's beautiful.
Garchomp 1 getting that kill. We might get a replay of that in just a second, but here we do have the pressure coming through for Kodo Draco trying to get this tower before Caitlyn hide the fish can down in bot lane.
They actually already did get it while we were.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, while we were fanboying over those beautiful moves. Oh my goodness, Keaton Factor does not get away, and it doesn't look like McDoodles is going to get away either. The second proc from Jolt's ultimate comes out, and an ace in the hole finishes him off. Will of D is ready to respond, but I don't know if he can do anything. But Kodo Draco also teleported in. There's another teleport coming in. I'm assuming that it's going to be Silly Squirtle. Oh my goodness, Facebreaker takes them both down. Wow.
What a great play coming in from down to Flash there, especially with the teleport, and then right into Haymaker. He just had so much. He had such a big shield, and then was able to come back and deal damage. Good stuff. It's 12-6 at this point. Garcrush2 really struggling to even get a first tower here. Okay, so we got the replay here for Zoe's, for Garchomp 1's insane play here. So Zoe, we know, gets an empowered auto after every spell. So we get the ultimate from her, gets the first empowered auto, then the Flash gets her a second one, before she could teleport back, and then she comes back to her first portal. That's so amazing.
Oh, it was beautiful. So she jumped to thresh his Flash that he had dropped when he did Flash, picked up his Flash, flashed to him, killed him, and then
along with the ult, because you get the empowered auto of the ult plus the empowered auto of the Flash. Crazy stuff.
Cow, yeah, so much damage coming out here in the mid lane. Garchomp 1, hopefully he can just keep that going, hopefully get a couple more kills, namely on Hide the Fish. If he can take down Hide the Fish, he is going to get a fat stack in his pocket.
All right, tower almost dropped here. One more plate. We've got about 10 seconds till plates drop.
Oh, man. It looks like Will of D did get caught out here. Hide the Fish. But they do catch out Yomihime. They may be able to finish him off. They can't quite finish the kill on to Hide the Fish or Yomihime. And here comes the ace in the hole. Jolts is following. Garchomp 1 tries to delay the death a little bit longer, but unfortunately, she cannot.
Keaton Factor just doesn't have the damage right now.
It's going to take a while.
That's kind of the biggest problem when it comes to the team composition of Garcrush2. Will of D got caught out pretty early on, had to expend his ultimate so that he no longer, all of the auto attacks wouldn't kill him from Caitlyn. And then right as he re-engaged, he was melted by the rest of the team of down to Flash. Zoe was trying to do his best. Garchomp 1 was trying to do his best with the Zoe to deal the damage, but no follow-up was able to happen with the Keaton Factor.
Holy cow, Kodo Draco does the damage, just takes down the Caitlyn. Silly Squirtle is next on the chopping block. Looks like that he is also going to fall today. Yomihime, but the slows from the Thresh Wall are too much, and he has to back out. Oh my goodness.
For a dive here.
That was a huge amount of money going into the pockets of Kodo Draco, and Fiora is a hard carry. So
yeah,
let's see if Kodo can make it happen.
The game will be on the back of Kodo Draco alone, because his mobility and the damage that Fiora drops is just so insane at this point. They got to be careful. Down to Flash has to be careful in how they engage. They have to watch where Kodo Draco's at all times before they can just jump into these fights like they could earlier.
Exactly. Hide the Fish finally realizing that she is not the only one that got fed in this game. In fact, their KDs are very similar, just not their KDAs. Hide the Fish does have 8 assists, whereas Kodo only has 1. But they are both 5 and something. 5-1, 5-2. So
16 minutes into the game, though, turrets have dropped, and that is about 1.5 thousand gold difference in favor of Down to Flash, and that Rift Herald looks like it will be taken by Down to Flash unless they can. Garcrush2 can push them off of the Rift Herald, but no, looks like they're just going to leave.
And they may just want to delay this, because if you look down at Kodo Draco in the bot lane, she is actually threatening a tier 2 turret, and they are you know, spending their good old time taking. Oh, actually, she is just threatening the tier 1. The tier 1 has not been taken yet. So it's probably just going to be a tier 1 trade for Rift Herald, which is pretty much all you can get with a Rift Herald. I guess you can get multiple turrets, so it has the potential to be a bigger benefit.
Right.
Oh, man, this is looking scary for Hide the Fish. We got Will of D hopping right onto her, getting the knock up, and all McDoodle's coming in with the
Wow.
Will of D, can you stop her? I don't think you can. Oh no, you have Jolts. You may have overextended. And there's the ace in the hole. Don't even need it. Jolts takes him down. And that was a little bit of greed.
Yeah, lots of greed coming in here. Will of D should have just walked away with what he got. Ooh, there's a fight going on.
Holy cow.
There we go.
Holy cow, Kodo Draco.
Got the parry that time on the Haymaker, but Rift Herald is dropped in the top lane.
That Chaos Storm doing a lot of damage. We have the Rift Herald spawned here. He's going to take this turret,
Yeah.
and it may potentially get a second charge off. I'm assuming it will. But you have both Kodo Draco and Zoe in the mid lane taking turrets. So, oh my goodness, they may be able to stop the second charge. Can they do it? Oh no, ace in the hole coming out. Oh, and the Ignite barely taking it down. That kill going over to Thresh.
They got the Rift Herald. They didn't get the charge, so that's nice.
Yeah, so it was in fact 2 towers for 1. They only got 1 tower for the Rift Herald, whereas Kodo Draco did get 2 towers.
All right, vision is being set up though for this dragon. It is the first Mountain Drake of this game. Each team has 1 dragon now, so they'll need to get 3 more, or 3 more each to get the soul. And this one will be taken without contest. Yeah, Will of D deciding it's not worth it to try and go in and die.
I agree. If you don't have Kodo Draco, there's just nothing you should be doing there.
Yeah, Kodo Draco showing up in that top lane, putting more pressure there. The split push will be real, especially now that Kodo Draco has the Trinity Force, the Ravenous Hydra, as well as the Vamp Scepter.
Holy cow, we have Will
much.
flashing over the Raptor wall, hitting up that Yonahime, but can't quite get any kills. The kiting is just too much. Oh my goodness, Joel's coming in with a great knockup, knocking almost all members of Garcrush2, but they do return some kills. Thresh throwing him right into the Chaos Storm of Victor, then going golden with the stopwatch. Looking for more kills, but Kodo Draco does not care. He wants structures, and that is it. He is going for an inhibitor turret, while the members... Oh my goodness, the tower!
Wow.
And Garchomp won, using the Sleepy Trouble Bubble to take down Silly Squirtle in the top lane. Now the question is, can Down to Flash trade?
See, here I think this is what the mistake was, is that Down to Flash were saying, okay, we'll trade the inhibitor for inhibitor, but they didn't think about how Garchomp will be able to zone off everybody, even get the kills on Silly Squirtle and on Escape. Like, there was no more push happening in the mid lane, and then Kodo Draco just by himself, solo pushing, gets the inhibitor, is able to get out, and now there's priority set up for Garcrush2. Down to Flash might have the kills right now with 20 to 12, but as you can see, Garcrush2 has 6 towers to 4, which is always better. If you have less towers, you have less protection.
Yes, there is also about, 1.5k gold.
Yeah, gold difference right there. In the favor of Down to Flash, but it's negligible at this point since we're seeing the skill coming through of Kodo Draco, of Garchomp, dealing the damage. Will of D is also doing such a great job at getting what he can before he gets taken out. He gets that knock up, he gets his ultimate through to mitigate damage for what he can. He does usually die in those team fights. He is 1-6-5, but he has still been a force to be reckoned with.
Yes, and Kodo Draco, I don't think knows what's up, but he does know that there is a lot of enemies missing on the map.
Yep.
So he knows that they are there, and oh my gosh, Yonohami may be caught out here. Can they get any sort of CC to slow him down? They cannot. And Escape CL comes in on the back line, gets the phase rush proc, and gets out. Thresh throws the lantern, but can they stop it? Will of D jumps in, gets the knock up, and is shut down, but the Chaos Storm is falling. Will it take him down?
And on the bot side there.
Oh my goodness, Kodo Draco running
What a
for
monster.
his life.
Oh.
Uh-oh, he does.
Flashes away.
No way! Kodo Draco turning the tide.
I can't do this
taking him
anymore. I
down.
can't do this.
Like,
Kodo Draco's a monster.
like, what was that? He was dead. Oh, Sleepy Trouble Bubble going on. Yonohame, he gets low, but does not get taken down. Gargoyle Stoneplate does save him. Jolt is coming in with the ultimate. He does take down.
All right,
Garchomp won in the mid lane.
Oh. Kodo Draco wants to re-engage on this with the teleport.
Jolts does not have ultimate, and Will of D is going to catch him off here on the end. The Fresh Lantern is thrown and caught, and Keaton Factor is caught up, but I don't think they will have the damage to finish him off. Meanwhile, Kodo is going straight for the neck of...
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Instead, it got caught by the tower. Ace in the hole potentially may come out here.
It just is still on cooldown. It's got like 5 seconds. There we go. If they get vision of Kodo Draco, that ace in the hole might take it.
We do have parry as well. So she may not waste it there.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate that Kodo could not get the kill, and Keaton Factor unfortunately died to the tower. But it kept things interesting. Holy cow.
Definitely. I think there was just misposition here on Keaton Factor. He did get caught by the hook earlier, took a couple of turret shots, as well as Kodo Draco took a couple of turret shots. And now there's priority for Down to Flash to get the second Drake. One more after this. If they're able to connect this one more, and they've got the soul, which might make them honestly unkillable, especially the set here. Wow, that's just a fast melt. That was like butter in a microwave.
Yeah, geez, Garcrush2 needs to start prioritizing those Drakes, or it's definitely going to bite him here in the end. And you know,
the items we do see here for Caitlyn, we have the Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, and the Rapid Fire Cannon. That's going to be a lot. That's range and crit just through the nose for Hide the Fish. And so they still have to respect her range, especially Senna, who can outrange Caitlyn.
Jolt gets the engage off. McDoodles is knocked up twice, but Jolt is locked down. McDoodles gets low, but he does not die. He dodges the Haymaker. Meanwhile, Ace in the hole takes down Garchomp 1. Holy cow, and that is just a crazy fight in the favor.
While all that fighting was going on, though, we've got Kodo Draco in that bot lane, taking down the turret, inhibitor turret, and most likely inhibitor. They're going to trade the inhibitor for the Baron. Ooh. Oh, Victor is there to contest, though.
He is. The Chaos Storm did come out as well. Oh no, the Chaos Storm takes down Kodo Draco.
Tried to get it with the Q, the Senna Q. Almost had it.
Now is where things are going to get extremely difficult for Garcrush2. Not only did they lose a lot of members, a lot of gold went into the pockets of Down to Flash, but now they have a push that will rival Kodo Draco's. So
definitely.
Basically, their entire 4-1 split strategy will not work as well while they have the Baron-empowered minions.
Now we could see maybe Kodo Draco is even more effective as being in the team fight perspective, is able to try and shut down whatever Down to Flash connects with Garcrush2. Kodo Draco would be able to help out. But at the same time, these death timers are going to get higher and higher as we're 26 minutes into this game. The fact that Garcrush2 has 7 towers down opposed to Down to Flash's 4 will become negligible.
especially with this Baron buff, they'll be able to take
Yeah.
towers so darn quick.
Yeah. With this mid lane push here, if Garcrush2 gets aced, this might be the end of the first game.
Yeah, and it looks like they're all going mid, but that was a nice knock-up on a Jolt, but he does get onto the back line and starts to ult. Ace in the hole comes up, but it is blocked by Seraph's Embrace, and Will of D taking down Jolt. Meanwhile, the tower is taken down, but the hook is landed on Garchomp, but it is actually McDoodles who falls. Another hook landed, both of them
the
fall
trade.
this time. Oh, but Hide the Fish is
Wow.
just doing damage. Nice flash coming out of Keaton Factor, but they are on Nexus turrets. They are trying to end the game.
It's looks like it's going to be a base race at this point. However, 3 people to 1 person is going to melt the tower a lot faster.
Ooh, that
The
Chaos
opposition.
Storm just does so much damage. Keaton Factor is the only one remaining, and you know, I don't think he's going to be able to do anything. I don't think he's going to be able to stop him. That's the end of the game.
Yeah. That was close.
It was extremely close. And, you know, I think a lot of the problems did lie in the bottom with Keaton Factor. I think they were waiting for him to scale up, but they were just so far behind that it wasn't going to be happening in this game.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of damage to be dealt in that bot lane. Talia did not have enough health, didn't have enough armor to survive anything that was coming through from Caitlyn. So we see Caitlyn with 22,000 damage to champions here. I assume 21,000 is from Talia, just getting melted. It's an unfortunate pick that they decided to take here. No, most of the damage was dealt onto Will of D here,
which
with
was
the
their
Xin Zhao.
base. Yeah, he's basically their front line.
Yeah.
He wasn't real front line, but he's all they had.
The best they could do was his ultimate for mitigating auto attack damage. But yeah, down to Flash, just had a dominating bot lane with the Caitlyn, who will outscale Kodo Draco because he's one man versus 3 people protecting Caitlyn here, and that's why they could melt those towers faster, because 3 of them were hitting the tower instead of just 1. And so it was a good performance, I'd say, by Kodo Draco.
Yep.
Just an odd selection of that bot lane that maybe they should have tried to go more even than go cheese spice type
Yes.
in that bot lane.
I think it would have been done better with a lot more front line and something who could farm from afar, maybe Ashe or Ezreal. They both do fairly well against Caitlyn in my experience, but they chose the Senna and the Talia, and it didn't work out too well, so I'm excited to see what they're going to come up with next.
Definitely, and so we will be going into Game 2, down to Flash, up 1-0 in this best-of-5 finals for the GameTyrant's League of Legends Winter Series. It's the Winter Series. It's warming up, and so I'm like, it's not winter anymore, but it is. It is the Winter Series. We will be right back for Game 2. We'll see if Garcrush2 can come back with to make it 1-1, tie it up. But until then, stick near your computer or your phone, wherever you're watching Twitch from, and we'll be back.
Welcome back, everybody. We are getting ready for the next game. It's the second game against Garcrush2 and Down to Flash. The first game, it wasn't a dominant game. There was definitely some
Yeah.
chances for Garcrush to kind of step in and take over the game, but unfortunately it didn't happen. Majority of the problems residing in the bot lane.
Yeah.
So all I can ask for them is to draft a better bot lane, and we'll see where things are going.
I think so. I think Garcrush2 has the ability to take these finals if they can just find a bot lane that worked for them, because the rest of the team composition was so strong, especially with with Kodo Draco split pushing that top lane, and then once things were pushed in pretty well, he was able to go to that bot side and start pushing in. But yeah, if we can get that the rest of that bot lane to work out how the rest of the team was working, I think they can easily take Down to Flash out and win the finals. Get number one, be
Yeah.
number one
Yeah.
of GameTyrant's Winter
And
Series.
I think the performance that Kodo Draco had on Fiora is actually going to draw some bans. I think they may try to ban out that Fiora because he was just all too dominant. But it is not in the first series of bans. Now, we do have Garcrush2 here on the blue side this time around, so they do get first pick, whereas Down to Flash does get a counter pick. We do have Akali. And the thing about Akali is Garcrush2 has put Akali in the mid lane and in the top lane. Two different games against needlessly large rods. So we could see it on Garcrush1 or on Kodo Draco. Good flex pick.
Yeah, we'll have to see what really happens here. Maybe they want to draft a more team 5 versus 5 team fight composition than last time, which it was mostly just 4-1 and let Kodo Draco go to town. He's able to always get away whenever someone would rotate to him, even if there were two people who just back off and never die. And so good stuff coming through. Down to Flash taking the Senna and the Zoe this time, opposed to Garcrush having both of those picks last game.
Interesting. So they said, you can't do it, but we can. Let me show you how. They took the Senna. They took the Zoe. And actually, Garcrush1 did perform very well on the Zoe, in my opinion. It was one of the kind of their saving graces. But it's okay. It looks like we're going to see Zoe here on the Down to Flash side this time. Morgana could be mid, could be support.
Yep.
Another flex pick.
We have seen Morgana showing up in mid lane more frequently in the last few weeks than we have in the last few, I would say, years. I mean, I've only known Morgana as a bot lane support.
Yeah.
I mean, I know she goes mid lane too, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's like a niche kind of pick. Like, you don't see it that often. It's not meant to be.
Yeah. All right. Ezreal coming in. That's the 80 carry. Some more traditional bot lane. This will work out pretty well. Hopefully the Keaton factor. We have seen the Keaton factor take Ezreal earlier today and did some massive damage.
Yeah. So I'm expecting kind of the same deal. Here in the second phase of bans, I would hope that Garcrush2 kind of drills in on that supports and limits the amount of supports that are like benefit from doing the fasting Senna.
Right.
So that'd be Tom Kench, pretty much anything that can save Senna.
Right.
So there's a couple of them, but I would say Tom Kench is something that they need to look to ban. And there's the Gnar ban again. Funny stuff. He has such a poor win rate in solo queue, but for some reason they're just terrified of Kodo Draco's Gnar.
I think with the poor win rate, it means if somebody's good on Gnar, they're really good on Gnar.
Yeah.
So the Gnar and the Fiora bans, just quick ban on that Fiora. That I think that was a smart play because they didn't. The reason why Garcrush2 didn't first pick Fiora is because they didn't know who Down to Flash was going to counter pick. And so once they pulled the set, which is who they had last time, that was who Silly Squirtle had last game, Fiora just stomped set. And then and so they picked the set, banned out the Fiora, and said you can't counter pick now against set. So Lee Sin and Thresh also dropped. I think it's an interesting ban. They didn't like the Thresh last game. Yeah, there was a Thresh last game. Okay. They didn't like the Thresh last game. Maybe they're trying to force in the disengage like Tom Kench.
Yeah, and they
support.
they're leaving their support for the counter pick, which is interesting. Usually you don't try to counter pick supports, but with fasting Senna, I guess the entire bot lane is completely different. So
Yeah, for sure. Xin Zhao once again picked up here. I thought that was a good pick for Will of D. We'll have to see if he can even show us even more why it's a good pick for him in this game. And last pick from Garcrush2 will be...
Let's see. So they're looking for probably a support, right? So I want something with good front line.
Or a top laner. The Morgana can still be the support.
You're right.
Okay, we do have that Camille. Okay.
Yep. Good stuff.
Yeah, Kodo Draco also does work with that Camille, and so maybe Down to Flash forgot. Or they're willing to give up that Camille pick.
Well, he's about to remind them why they should ban it.
Yeah.
He going up against the set again. I do not know how Camille performs in this matchup. Camille right now, in and of herself, is a niche pick. She doesn't pick that often. But Kodo Draco definitely knows how to play Camille. So we'll see how he stands up against the set. Camille does have a pretty good escape with her hook shot. So.
And the last pick was Varus, which means that that's a true support Senna right there. That's she is all there for the sickle hits and
wow.
And
yeah, I'm
getting the souls, getting little ghouls.
Questioning my reality. Senna's playing the support that she's
wait,
the position she's meant to play.
People are playing a champion the way Riot said we should play her. Unprecedented territory. I don't know what to think about this.
I'm more speechless now than I was when
they picked Yasuo set bot lane.
I am astounded. My brain is trembling. I don't know what's going on.
Oh boy. I think I don't know anything about this game anymore. All right, let's get these picks ready going and rolling.
All right, so we got Jolt's now on Echo. I believe we already seen a game of his Echo today. And it wasn't anything awe-inspiring, but it was good. He had a good game.
I think this entire day, Jolts hasn't been kind of the flashy diamond player that we are setting him up to be, and I think that is the beauty behind it, is that he isn't carrying his entire team on his back. He's able to highlight and help out any way he can, and give the pedestal to, Hide the Fish at some point, or Silly Squirtle at a different point. And so I think this might be the game though that Echo really shows up in these lanes, one-shotting anything that he can touch. The front line of Garcrush2 once again isn't that big. It's a lot of CC, but not a lot of tank.
I kind of expect them to do the kind of same setup that they had in the previous game with the 1-4 split.
Yeah.
They could even do a 1-3-1 with Akali in another lane.
Yeah.
As long as she decides to go teleport rather than ignite. But then the whole goal is just poke and avoid. Ezreal and Morgana are great at doing that. Xin Zhao is not too bad at disengage. He's not the best though. But that's usually the name of the game when you run a 1-3-1.
Either way, we have Garcrush2 trying to even out the playing field here, getting this a 1-1 game. And their composition is looking a lot better, especially in that bot side. Like I was saying earlier, we have Kodo Draco set up to be another split push type, or even just a duelist in general. He's able to do what he can by himself. And now we have that bot lane of a Morgana Ezreal who's able to deal the damage. And we have seen the Keaton factor really show up with the Ezreal too. So I've got some confidence in Garcrush2 this time.
Yeah. Honestly, we've seen the Keaton factor pop off. We know he has the talent. We've seen him pop off on both Kai'Sa and Ezreal. So seeing him perform so poorly on Senna was kind of disheartening. So I'm happy to see him on one of his old picks, his Ezreal. Hopefully he can show down to Flash that what happened last game is not going to happen again. But also Morgana, McDuddles. Actually, it's McDuddles. He called us out on that. He said it's cute though that we call him McDoodles. So
because he's a total dude. I feel like I said McDonald's for a while, and then you guys started saying McDoodles. I was like, okay, I guess it's McDoodles.
Maybe it is.
I was
McDoodles.
wrong,
But
I was right. Haha.
It's definitely McDonald's. Yeah, you were correct in the end. I feel like McDoodles is some sort of like McDonald's like a dessert. McDoodles.
If McDonald's, if you ever use anything and name it the McDoodles, if you make something and call it the McDoodles, you have to pay us now.
You know, it's got to be
Just saying.
Snickerdoodles.
And then
The
we'll give some of it.
McDoodles.
We'll give some of it to McDonald's because he was the inspiration. But like
McDonald's.
not a lot, because it was our idea. It was our idea. So
It was our idea. He kind of planted the seed, but we were the one who actually took care of it and brought it to fruition. So sorry, McDoodles,
yeah.
but we're taking the McDoodles.
We'll keep that name for ourselves. You can have McDonald's back.
Literally, I'm literally gonna cook them some Snickerdoodles. Cheetos.
Down to Flash, though, their team composition is also equally scary. The Varus Senna will have such high sustainability that it will be a solid contest in that bot lane, though I have confidence in Garcrush2 in maintaining, or if anything, they can go even. If they don't really win the lane, they can go even against this Varus Senna. So I have confidence now, but that bot lane is still pretty scary with the Varus Senna.
It is, and I'm kind of excited to see what kind of runes the Varus is going, because there's of course two builds. There's the on-hit and the lethality. Usually the lethality runs Arcane Comet or Dark Harvest, whereas the on-hit runs Lethal Tempo.
Yep.
And they both have different strengths. Obviously, I think in this fight, because of the lack of tanks, I think that the lethality build will have a little bit of an advantage because there's not going to be a lot of armor building on the other team. So I would expect that to come out, but on-hit is kind of more standard.
Yeah, I definitely think lethality would be a good option. On-hit is never a bad option. Machine Gun Kelly this, Varus with just the machine gun bow.
He just goes too fast.
It's crazy. The animation is kind of nutty, but I agree with you. I think the lethality might be good with the lack of tanks. There's not really armor shredding you have to do, which is what the biggest point of on-hit Varus is shredding armor. And so we'll have to see where he takes that. I think that bot lane will be pretty intense, as well as Jolts with that Echo. Just the burst damage is going to be pretty insane when he shows up. We definitely won't see a Sunfire Cape Echo. Maybe I could be wrong, but I don't think that will be the case.
Yeah, maybe Jolts got inspired by the previous game and decided to give it a try in the finals. He thought it'd be
in the jungle. Too.
Jolts is very experimental. He's willing to try different things, but unfortunately, I don't think that's what's going to happen.
No, I don't think
I
so.
think Jolts is more of the standard jungler, kind of, like you said, feed my team before I feed myself.
Yeah, definitely. If we do see him showing up, though, it'll be a good time because Jolts does work. He's been doing work, and so putting him on an Echo, which can be such a carry, will be plenty of fun to watch. And we are in. We are here. The spectator delay is gone.
Do you know what happens when an Echo ults in the Hextech ultimatum?
No. Does it get him out of the ultimatum?
I have no idea. They said.
Or are you just asking me to see what happens?
They literally said nothing can get you out. When they announced that ability, they said nothing can get you out.
Interesting.
So what happens when he ults? Does it break the game?
I think it just bug splats. Yeah, everyone.
The whole thing.
Both Nexuses actually explode at the exact same time.
Well,
it's a forfeit of both.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So when Echo ults out of a Camille Hextech ultimatum, does anybody in the chat have any idea what happens? Okay, we got our best man working on it currently.
Yeah, we got production.
We are going to
production. We got research teams on it right now. We're actually labbing the entire scenario as we speak.
Yeah, I heard one of them has the CEO of Red on the phone, so I think we're in good hands here.
Yeah, we have Tryndamere and Rise on the phone at this very moment telling us what happens.
Jokes aside, standard starts. Nothing.
Nothing cheeky.
Nothing cheeky. We're the only ones being cheeky right now.
The only we do have a little bit of vision showing at the Raptor camp from down to Flash on the Raptors camp of Garcrush2. So they kind of know where Will of D will be. And maybe not too much, though, because Escape is pushed up pretty close, and Will of D looking for an early gank.
Yeah, that's a level 2 gank. He went straight from red there. Where's the third auto?
Nice.
And there it is. Can he get it, though?
No.
Wow, the Ignite coming on to Garchomp. I believe that was just, no, that was her actual Ignite.
Yep, actual
Thrown
Ignite.
onto the Akali.
Actual Flash, yeah. Zoe doesn't, I assume, Escape will level up her W the last,
That's
which
right.
is the item selection of
That's
the
right.
minions or drops from champions.
So that was a little, I'm not sure if that was like a panic Ignite or if it was a holy Keaton factor coming. Wow, that's what I was looking for last game. Good stuff. Landing Mystic shots, taking advantage of the overextended Senna, punishing her.
Ooh, nice. Was able
Yeah.
to jump out of that. The Facebreaker didn't exactly stun Kodo Draco, so not too much damage was dealt.
Wow, in every lane, Garcrush2 is looking good. We do have Jolts here rotating into Will of D's jungle. He is spotted out, so he's going to just go for the scuttle.
Oh, Root coming through.
Oh my goodness, but there's a binding coming out. Couldn't quite follow it up with a Mystic shot, but he does survive.
That was a lot of damage being dealt right there.
And it is the lethality build, it looks like. He went with the Arcane Comet, so
Yeah.
I'd expect to see Youmuu's Ghost Blade, the
likeness of it. Let's.
Ooh, we got Will of D. Looks like he's ganking top lane. That's the flash coming out of Silly Squirtle. Will of D just blowing everybody's summoner spells.
He's getting
right
mileage out of every gank he's taking. So Ignite and Flash are still down on Escape. Silly Squirtle has lost his Flash already, or just now. And then, all right, time to go bot lane. They are pushed up, and that's kind of where I think the Keaton factor will be most comfortable, is having them pushed almost to tower. This will be the official push into tower. We'll get one turret plate.
Jolts, though, is looking for a rather risky game.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
I mean, he's there. He's there, but he's most likely gonna back.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure you can't do that until you have ult.
Right.
Until you're level 6.
Oh, wow.
So Echo will reap all the benefits of his ultimate when he is within the Hextech ultimatum, Camille's ult, but he will not leave. So he will heal, but he can't get out.
He
There's
can't get
no
away, yeah.
escaping.
Two flashes coming through, one from Hide the Fish to try and get McDuddles. McDuddles flashing away to not die. We got everyone's flashes are down except the Keaton factor.
Keaton factor is the only one in the bot lane with the flash, and that was a max range snare coming out of Youmuu's.
Not bad, not bad at all. 26 CS to 37 right now. The Keaton factor though can deal damage. Ooh, I'm sure he already got caught out, but that's a long way to get.
Oh, he flashes the snare, goes right on to Hide the Fish.
Nice.
No summoners for Hide the Fish, went directly towards him, completely ignored.
6 minutes into the game, and that was first blood. That everyone has been playing so well in disengaging each gank coming through from Will of D. We haven't seen Jolts really show up in a lane quite yet. He's kind of hoping to get 6 first, and then he'll start making plays on the lanes. But until then, Will of D's got first blood. Lots of extra gold in his pocket just from the kill there on Hide the Fish.
And you know, I think Kodo Draco is familiar with this matchup because he's playing it very differently than the Fiora matchup. He is not fighting set at all. No trades, no anything.
No trades, just disengaging.
He obviously knows something that we do not. Nice. Using the Ninja Star, the Shuriken to get out Shuriken toss. So good stuff, but it looks like Will of D will be spotted out, but McDonald's does get a binding off onto Jolts. Jolts has no ultimate. He has to flash. Kodo Draco did ultimate.
Oh, no.
And they get the stun on Escape CL. And Garchamp1 does get the kill onto Jolt as well. That's a 2-for-1 in the favor of Garcrush2. Good stuff. Honestly, the responsiveness of Kodo Draco is insane.
Yeah.
He just knows when his team needs him.
Great teleport coming in for that engage, and then he just was able to, with his Hextech ultimatum, was able to isolate one of the players here on down to Flash, and then they even got the Drake. They got the Mountain Drake all in the middle of that. And Yomihime and Hydrafish were just hanging out in their lane, trying to get some turret plates. They got one, extra one. There's been 2 plates down now on the bot side turret. I think that's the only plates that have been lost right now. Yep.
Ooh, and a binding hits onto Senna. And holy cow, the True Shot Barrage does tons of damage. Yomihime does fall. Hydrafish will follow.
The TP.
Here comes Set.
Oh no,
but
Set.
the binding comes out, followed up by the chains. Knocked up again. Oh, and they stop on nothing.
Keaton Factor 2-0-4 at this point. Had to actually flash away from the showstopper so that he didn't get killed himself. You noticed his health was pretty low because there was still some of the splash damage from the ultimate, but not the full-on effect of getting RKO'd on top of.
Yes, that was very unfortunate for down to Flash because not only did they not get anything, but they lost more with Set teleporting bot lane. Also, Kodo Draco was able to get several turret plates just in that top lane.
Ooh.
Escape CL showing his dominance here right now.
He does have the health advantage, and as of right now, I mean, the farming is about even. I would actually expect Garchamp to be ahead of CS at this point because there's a huge wave under that tower that he might be able to still collect.
Oh no. Battlestar is not thrown, but if it was, I think Garchamp1 was dead.
Okay, first plate down on mid turret. Escape CL getting 160.
Garcrush honestly has done so well at turning these advantages into objectives. Not only have they gotten all the single dragon that was available, but they just barely got the Rift Herald because of their advantages in mid and top. Oh my goodness, are they going to be able to take him? I do not think they will. In fact, Silly Squirtle might just take down Will of D.
Rift Herald is dropped. That might be First Blood Tower.
I think it is. The Rift Herald takes out 2 plates, so that's it right there.
Yep. Yeah, first Rift Herald does take about 2 turret plates worth of damage on the charge when it no longer has the plates. It's a little bit more, but yeah, about 2 plates, and that's First Blood turret going over to Will of D. There's a lot of money in his pocket at this point. Got some kills, got First Blood, got First Blood Tower.
Jolt's looking for a gank. He does have ultimate now, and he goes straight in onto McDonald, but can't quite finish him off. And a Senna ult, but not really needed.
Little overextended there at that point. Kodo Draco does get caught out by both Escape and
oh my goodness, yeah, McDonald's is getting so low, but so are the members of Down to Flash. Jolt is the only one with health remaining.
No True Shot Barrage here to get the snipes out, but
yeah, that's like
it's close. Oh, here it goes.
Oh, there it is. Keaton Factor. Will of D hopping onto Jolt, followed up by Garchamp1 with the perfect execution, but he is stunned up. Jolt's make it away, but he does not. Will of D follows and gets the kill. Escape CL does get away.
Escape CL almost saved Jolts there with the redemption from her W. Almost got it, but ooh. Garchamp. Oh no.
Couldn't quite get it.
Trying to be cheeky. Didn't quite get it.
Holy cow, Kodo Draco outputting damage. Taking Silly Squirtle to below half health.
We have 2 items there of the Ravenous Hydra, Ravenous Hydra with the Vamp Scepter and the Tiamat. So we should be seeing Kodo Draco with his first item any time now. He'll start wanting to duel that that set.
There we go. Good job, Garcrush2, taking these leads and turning them into objectives.
Yeah.
You are doing so well right now. Now we just need to see you close the game.
They definitely have a lead right here with the 3,000 gold lead. They have the kill lead. They have the tower lead and the dragons. They have it all. They have all the dragons. They got the 1 Rift Herald. The other Rift Herald should spawn within the next few minutes. I would say around 15 minutes. It will show up. Oh no!
Man, Keaton Factor getting so low, but he does not fall. There is no Senna ult.
Wow. Ooh. That on hit is so strong at this point, dealing over half the damage on McDuddles there.
Haymaker finishing off the Krugs.
Oh.
Wow. Unfortunately, you did not throw the Camille into the tower, and now...
Oh, Kodo Draco.
Silly Squirtle with the outplays, taking down the oh-so confident Kodo Draco.
That was a close play. Wow, we got 4 bot.
There's the Senna ult, and I do believe that Will of D will fall. Jolt still has ultimate, goes back in time, and nobody dies on the side of DTF. They are starting to capitalize all over the map.
All right, that's first tower dropped from forward down to Flash. They're able to take down bot lane turret. And see if they can come back from this. Hide the Fish with his serrated Dirk already, and he should have.
Yeah, I believe Ghostblade is what you build first. Get that movement speed. Either that or it's Umbral Blade.
Ooh.
Ghostblade is built first.
Yeah, Ghostblade first. So he's gonna have that insane movement speed start.
Silly Squirtle did back. But he is returning top side, so it is going to be the 4-1 split, it looks like. For Garcrush2.
Ooh.
Wow. Ooh, the black shield actually saved Will of D right there.
Good use of that black shield. You get the drowsy, but that's not the problem you're trying to protect. It's falling asleep. It's like story of my life, trying to not fall asleep all the time. All right, coming into 15 minutes now. Turret plates have dropped at this point. There's a 3-kill differential. Gold is about 1,000, a little less actually. They're closing the gap here.
They are.
And turrets are about the same. Ooh. Okay, with and so with 15:45 is where we're at. We do have the second Rift Herald, so it'll be up for another 5 minutes or so, which means whoever creates the next bit of priority there, they would be able to rotate to that neutral objective, the only one up right now, and then create a lead even further from that. The mid lane and the top lane turrets could drop for both sides, or I guess it's the mid and boss for down to Flash's side. But it looks like things are looking pretty good. Kind of just neutral at this point. Bunch of resets.
It's not necessarily all in Garcrush's hands at this point.
Yeah.
Down to Flash did make some good moves, which kind of turned the tides a little bit. So now they are looking at the Rift Herald. They do have priority in the mid lane. Top lane is pushing in their priority as well. See if Jolts makes that a priority, or if he just goes straight for the dragon. They do not have any dragons yet.
This is an Infernal Rift too, and so if if Down to Flash were to get the Infernal Soul, that's 4 Infernal Drake stats plus the Soul. And that would be insane when it comes to damage, as well as the AoE on auto attack hits. It will be super strong. Either way, whoever takes it. And so, yeah, they will want to create priority on this bot side of the map. Things are looking a little bit better for Down to Flash.
Bubble did hit him, but he did use his ultimate, so even if the paddle star would connect it, it wouldn't do any damage. Ooh, and the binding hits, but it's not going to do much. Unfortunately, Echo still does have his
Wow.
Oh no, another sleepy. And the paddle star did go a little wide, but he also had the black shield. Now, unfortunately, McDonald's did fall, and Escape CL is still looking for something. He did hit another Sleepy Trouble Bubble, and Heat Factor gets so low, and he goes down. That's a $600 gold shutdown, and the perfect execution will shut down Zoe, but the dragon is still up, and can Garcrush2 contest this? They have no vision.
Will D wasn't willing to risk his flash to try and steal that Drake. And that's all right.
Yeah,
you've got 2 more you've got 3 more chances of getting an Infernal Drake before you lose all of it. So you just let that one go. Don't want to give him any more kills. Gold is even at this point, 29.9 and 30.1. It is even. The towers are even. Just 2 extra kills coming out for Garcrush2. We do see Kodo Draco has set up his Ravenous Hydra at this point, get a little bit of attack speed with those daggers. And even Ezreal is halfway through his 2nd item here after the Manamune. So we'll see how the rest of this shakes up.
Yeah, I'd expect Camille at this point to build something like Blade of the Ruined King. After she builds that, I think she can actually fight the set.
I definitely can see that, especially because Squirtle has a Bork of his own.
Oh yeah, you're
so
right.
It would just be a bunch of healing back and forth as they're fighting each other. Whoever's got the bigger damage wins.
Uh-oh.
Oh, misses the face breaker.
Yeah, barely dodges it. The Haymaker is still up. Oh, and the... He does. There's the bind coming out too. Oh, and Will of D hitting Jolt out of his shield, not stunning anybody. Kodo Draco is getting caught up though, still has the hook shot, does get away. But they are all so low. I think this is a tower going over to DTF. And on top of that, they did also get that middle turret as well. That's gold advantage in the name of DTF. They flipped the situation.
Wow.
Oh, but it looks like they may take down. That was a 2-4-1. Holy cow. So that means that Hide the Fish actually took down both Kodo Draco and Will of D.
Yeah. Big damage being dealt here. Hide the Fish with his lethality build. Just his charged Q will do half health of just about anybody on the opposing team because they don't have a tank. There's no armor to shred. It's just health.
Holy cow, that Paddle Star followed up by the Sleepy Trouble. Bubble is finished off by the Varus arrow.
And just as it looked so good for Garcrush2, they were pushing up on that inhibitor tower. They do have to back off because the respawn times aren't exactly high enough to just start going for it. Big sieges. Ooh.
Will of D missing his own red buff, but can he get Jolts to re-obtain it? Kodo Draco jumps in, but Jolts gets out. Nice and easy. Ooh, hookshot misses, but they did catch out Silly Squirtle.
What was Silly Squirtle doing all the way over there?
Sleepy Trouble Bubble did land on Kodo Draco, but they did not follow up on it. Yeah, this Zoe has just been she's been horrible for Garcrush2. They are getting nailed left and right with these Sleepy Trouble bubbles, and the fact that they have a lethality Varus doesn't make it hurt any less. In fact, it makes it hurt quite a bit more.
Oh yeah, because you can get a confirmed charged Q right there, as well as the Paddle Star from Escape will easily delete somebody. So they do have to be careful of those Sleepy Trouble bubbles. And oh, here we got the replay. What happened to Silly Squirtle? He was pushing up, split pushing here. Gets caught out by the Spooky Ghosts as well as the Root. And then after that, it's just kind of back and forth. Oh, misses that Root right there. The Showstopper does try to buy him some time, but Will of D is able to get the double spear. And that's how he died. He was just pushed up. You know, sometimes you just push too far up. You're split pushing, and they're like, oh, well, there's enemies all around me at that point.
Oh, no. Holy cow, Garcrush2 barely gets out, and they lock up Yomi. He is getting so low. Jolts gets low too, but he's able to ult back. Hide the Fish does kill. Yomihime is the only one that died there, so I believe it was Hide the Fish that killed Kodo Draco. And then it was Will the D that ended up killing Yomihime.
And with that win of a team fight, Down to Flash gets the second Infernal Drake. This is only going to make them more and more volatile. Just so insanely strong with the Paddle Stars, with the charged Qs of Hide the Fish. It's going to be crazy. If they keep going like this, they will get a 4-stack Infernal Drake Infernal Soul.
Well, Hide the Fish is pulling off his Gamely ritual where he pauses the game for a couple minutes, so it gives us time to have a little breather and let the sweat off our brow and come back to reality.
Kind of take a step back, see how there was a comeback from down to Flash.
Yeah, and it's not for sure yet. It's still up in the air, but it did switch from a 1.5k gold in towards the Garcrush2, and that was a 2k gold towards ZTF. Actually, it's about 1.5 as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is about 1.5 now in the favor of Down to Flash. A few bounties set up for Hide the Fish and Escape, but oh my word!
Goodness.
Is he gonna live?
Oh, Keaton Factor.
Like 2 health.
Yeah.
That was like 2 health of survivability right there.
Yeah, Escape CL honestly has just been massacring all of GC2 left and right, basically waiting for them to go to a lane where she'll throw a Sleepy Trouble bubble and take it from 100 to 0.
Now we do see that Escape does have Luden's Echo as well as a Banshee's Veil, which is not even the most powerful build that Zoe can make. So just imagine what's going to happen next.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
It's
all uphill from there for Escape CL. Just picking up kills.
Garchomp2 caught out as well. Yomihime has an insane range right now, and just deleted.
Things were looking so good for Garcrush2 in this early to mid game, but now everyone's online. And there is no stopping Hide the Fish. There is no stopping Escape CL. Even Yomihime is dealing damage, and then Jolts, per usual, is able to get every objective now at this point. They're on Baron. They should get Baron. There should be no contest.
Factor looking to challenge Escape CL. That is not something I would recommend, though. She does do loads of damage. Baron did fall, though, in the name of Down to Flash. Oh no, that's Kodo Draco getting hit again.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Will of D gets taken down. goodness. And there's the sleepy. No, that is just the snare actually from the snare. The Senna.
It looks like there is nothing stopping Down to Flash at this point. We do have the turret dropped, the inhibitor dropped as well. They might want to back off. That's what they might want to do.
Yeah, they honestly just turned this game around a whole like 180. And I can't even pinpoint the actual moment as to which it happened. I don't know if it was a power spike or if it was a nice catch, but it just seemed all of a sudden that DTF like flipped a switch in their head and started just winning things.
Yeah, I definitely think a big portion of that is when Varus got his first item. When Youmuu's was completed, his Qs were doing insane amounts of damage, and then Escape CL. Once he was able to get the Luden's Echo and the Banshee's Veil, he's able to survive a little bit longer, make sure that if he ever gets any form of CC, it will just be mitigated, and then he can jump in, get the kills, and now we have a death cap. This is one-shot potential for anybody on the team of Garcrush2. There is no one who would be able to tank a Paddle Star to save a teammate at this point.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Lucky. We got Jolt's looking for a gank. Ooh, and the binding actually hits, but unfortunately, Jolt just has too much backup. He has his bodyguards on his left and right, both firing out projectiles. Another binding hits onto Senna. Can they take her down? They cannot. There is just too much damage from...
We do see in that top lane, though.
Oh, yeah. This is looking extremely rough. I think it may be the end of this game.
Yeah, we have
Garcrush2.
We have supers already in base.
Hextech ultimatum, though, and takes out the set in the top lane.
Okay. Okay. That's still three players down on the side of Garcrush2. They might want to look to end this because the two Nexus turrets are gone.
They can just finish right now.
And they will.
Oh, man, that comeback. Down to Flash. Down but not out.
No, they are never out.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought Garcrush2 had a very good shot at completing that game, but I think it was just the scaling. They couldn't end the game fast enough. In fact, they only took a couple turrets. So I don't know what they could have done, though, to be honest with you.
It was definitely going to be difficult for them for the rest of the game, even if they were successful in any team fights. Oh, look, I guess we will get a replay on that team fight up, or the fight up in the top lane. Okay, here we go. So we have, we got something going on. There we go. Back and forth just trades. These turret shots are being taken on Silly Squirtle, though, and so does drop the turret, but with the Hextech ultimatum, he tried to get out. Yeah. I think those had something was going on with the game, and the animations were looking a little goofy, just like sliding around and. Oh, okay. So he did flash out.
So he was probably like in the middle of the wall by the time that the Hextech ultimatum actually
just a weird glitch through the wall.
Him.
Wall glitches.
That's one of the weirdest abilities in the game. I feel like it has so many just weird interactions.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, like I can't even imagine what would happen if a Poppy ulted you at the same time that a Camille ulted you.
You'd be like,
yeah, literally.
Just like getting yanked back in. Yeah.
Cool
but we
stuff.
have so much damage coming through from Escape CL, who was not here earlier in the semis, but here for the finals and showing up. 25,000 damage. We saw that all game long, just paddle star after paddle star dealing damage. And yeah, it looks like Jolts took the brunt of all of that damage along with Silly Squirtle just tanking everything. They weren't even like official tanks. They just were able to bruiser their way through.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know if there was much that Garcrush2 could have done to really come back from that, because Hide the Fish was just so powerful, and we see and Escape had so much damage, as we saw, that even if they could like win one team fight, it would still be another 5-10 minutes before they could get the lane set up to push onto the Nexus of Down to Flash, which means it's another one or two team fights easily, and who knows if they could have won those anyway. So
Yeah, in my opinion, I think Zoe needs to be a pick or ban for Garcrush2.
yeah,
We did see some good plays from Garchomp last game, the previous game.
yeah,
So I'd be happy if he did decide to pick her. They just can't give that over to Down to Flash anymore. That is just something that cannot happen. She did a ridiculous amount of damage.
right.
And she's so hard to kind of get your hands on. She's a little slippery. Vars is a little easier to catch. So I'm not too worried about that in the bot lane. But yeah, honestly, I think it's just the Zoe that they need to do something about, and they just kind of stick with the same comp. Maybe a little bit more scaling.
Maybe. I think so. They almost had it. They were so close.
They were so
close.
It seems like just a little more tweaking, and they might actually have
They
it.
might have it. Go for the reverse sweep. Go to game 5.
Well, it's their last chance. When you back a mouse into a corner, it will fight. So we'll see if
Yes.
they can. We'll see if these mice can turn and fight.
We shall see. Going into game 3, we have Down to Flash 2-0 up against Garcrush2. Just stick around for a few minutes. We will be back with that game. Yeah, be right back.
The night beckons while you dream. A life never lives in peace. As you stand upon the edge, woven by a single thread, and fate may fall down upon you, while the devil is knocking right at your door. So all you restless, each night you hear the drums roar.
Welcome back, everybody. This is potentially the last game of the winter series. Down to Flash is on match point right now, 2-0 against Garcrush2. They just need to close it out.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a chance that Garcrush2 finally fine-tunes their strategy and takes down to Flash.
Yeah, definitely. I think Garcrush2 has been learning between game 1 and game 2, and now where could they be after game 2? I mean, we'll see, but I think this could be an opportunity for them to get the win against Down to Flash. Maybe you try to get a reverse sweep here for take us all the way to game 5.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot that's going into it, but like I said, I think the number one thing that they need to look at is that Zoe and figure out if they want to pick her or if they just scrap her and get rid of her.
Definitely. I don't think we should give that back to Escape, though. If we're looking to find a win for Garcrush2, Escape CL needs to not have that Zoe.
Yep.
Or at least find a way to shut him down with the Zoe if they can.
Exactly. And it's crazy, too, because a lot of Coda Draco's champions were actually banned in the second round of bans. And I'm wondering what if they prioritize him more? Gnar was up in the first 3 picks, but they did not pick him. Fiora was up as well.
Yeah.
But they did not pick her for Coda Draco. And it looks like Garcrush2 is going to be on the blue side, meaning they do have first pick.
Mm-hmm.
So they could snag the Zoe.
Yeah.
Or they could get a sweet pick for Coda Draco, depending on what they choose to ban. But I think it's all in draft where they need to make these improvements.
Definitely. There is a lot that Garcrush2 is going to force Down to Flash to either ban or give away.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like you were saying, we have the Fiora, we have the Camille, we have the Gnar, we have the Zoe, like all of these different champions. You can only ban 3 of those champions, and then Garcrush2 has first picks. So this will be a good way to strong arm Down to Flash to give them what they want, or ban the Zoe themselves, and so, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens here in Game 3's champ selection.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this. And one other thought that I have, it just left me, but on another note, Keaton Factor did perform a lot better that game.
He did.
I was very impressed with how he performed. But it is kind of unfortunate the Varus does outscale him, and with their lack of their tanks, Varus was just able to kind of cleave through every single one of them with that lethality.
Yeah, definitely just a ton of damage dropped, and he could use the lethality build because of the lack of tanks that were showing up on Garcrush2's side. Maybe that's what they want to shake up. Maybe they'll want to get more of a tank support, or even get Coda Draco on something with a lot of health.
Yeah.
maybe get that Gnar. You know.
Gnar is actually a great tank, especially when he goes mega. He gets an insane amount of health.
Yeah.
And a lot of the items that you can build on Gnar work really well with him. For example, Dead Man's Plate. The initial slow that you get from the first auto attack is actually really strong on Gnar. He does really well with any sort of movement speed buffs or slows. So that could be a potential tank and team fight starter. And even though it's been going contrary to their current playstyle of the 1-4 split,
Mm-hmm.
I do think that it would be a good benefit to the team as a whole.
Yeah, they might have to just decide that split pushing's not really the composition they need at this point. Maybe they want a 5-man team fight. That maybe they want that wombo combo to to gather their enemies into one spot and then drop a nuke on them.
Yep.
Who knows? Maybe bullet time. We can get an MF in here and clean house. So we'll have to see. But down to Flash, I mean, they don't have to, I guess, change anything because they're winning.
Yep.
But what do they need to do to keep winning?
Well, they just need to react properly to the bans that are going to be coming out. If they can't get the Zoe, I do not think that Escape CL performed as well on the Victor as he did on the Zoe.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to kind of think about what happens if the Zoe get Pixar banned. We need to come up with a good solution.
Right.
So they do need to think about that. I know LeBlanc is a very strong pick, and she's not bad into Zoe. So if Escape can show us some sweet LeBlanc, then I would be down to see that as well.
Okay, yeah, I think Escape CL should always look for a champion that has that one-shot potential, that assassination potential. I think Jolts did a really good job too.
Yep.
When it came to creating plays.
Yep.
He wasn't the damage, like we've been saying. He hasn't been the one just doing plays by himself, but he's always been there to set up, to support, get those stuns out, get the slows, from at least from last game, and maybe this is the time that Jolts really shines.
If he can get his Lee Sin, I know he will.
I don't know if they're gonna allow that.
I don't think they will, but there are so many champions that they need to look to ban that they may let the Lee Sin slip through. And I know that Jolts will pick that up the second that he sees it.
Oh yeah, that if they had blue side and Lee Sin was free, like Lee Sin,
Yep,
we're
exactly.
done, we're done.
Exactly. So I think if Jolts can get that Lee Sin, he is going to carry the game. But on top of that too, a lot of Lee Sin is mastering the kick.
Yeah.
And serving champions with low health to your carries. So even then, he's still going to be playing somewhat of a supportive role. But we'll have to see.
We'll have to see.
So in the top lane, what are we thinking for Squirtle? He's played set game after game, and it's kind of gone even. And Coda Draco most of the time seems like he's making it out on top in both CS and in 1v1 potential.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Are they going to stick with set?
I could see it, just because his probability of going even is pretty high, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're not feeding, you're winning. I would, as the mentality goes, that if you're not feeding, you're winning, because his support abilities of Facebreaker, of Showmaker, of Show Stopper and Haymaker. That's the all the rhymey type.
Yeah, jeez.
Facebreaker,
abilities.
Haymaker, and Show Stopper. All of those have such CC potential. I guess Haymaker doesn't, but he gets a huge shield off of it, as well as insane amounts of damage. I think once we hit team fights, he's just such a big nuisance that even if he doesn't actually deal a bunch of damage, he still has that showstopper to displace one of the carries of Garcrush2. So I could see him taking it once again. In as long as he goes even, he's good to go.
Exactly, because I think a lot of the carries have been coming more in the bot lane. The Caitlyn in the first game, and in the second game, the Zoe. But it looks like they did leave the Lee Sin open. So we have a Mordekaiser, Pike, and Set ban. So they're kind of pushing Squirtle to hop on something different. And then for the down to flash bans, they have the Ahri, Nautilus, and Wukong bans.
I'll tell you what, those were really fast bans. They just were super quick about that.
Oh no, it's a Caitlyn Morgana again.
That'll be huge in the bot lane there. Hide the Fish will definitely have some strength to that.
Yep.
And they did snag the Zoe for Garchomp 1. We'll see if he's able to do what Escape did last game.
Yep.
This game, that would be nice. And
There
we get
it
the
is.
Gnar.
There
Okay.
it is. Okay, I'm excited to see this because Gnar hasn't played that often. So I want to see why is everyone so scared of Kodo's Gnar? And I guess we're about to figure out.
I'm pretty excited. Karma was now picked. I'm going to assume that's the support, but that could no. I was about to say that could flex top, and then I was like, no wait, Gnar.
Yeah.
So yeah, Karma looking like it's going to be in that support position.
Mhm.
Definitely such an enabler
Yep.
for the 80 carry because of the shield, the speed up, the even the amount of damage that Karma deals
Oh,
is
yeah, it's
kind of
ridiculous.
nutty. But those shields and those speed ups will be pretty influential for that bot lane in helping the Keaton factor carry.
Yeah.
Be AD carry.
Yeah, and I definitely like that pick better than the Talia, which was picked originally.
Yep.
So even if they do pick the Fasting Senna here, I do think that Karma will have a little bit more survivability if it does come to that, even though I would prefer that they pick something differently, something that could carry potentially even that Varus that they picked
Right.
in the previous game. I would like that. But if the Fasting Senna does come, I do like the Karma better than the Talia.
No, definitely. With all of that, the Garen, Kai'Sa, and Lucian were then banned out in the second wave of bans. So really hyper-focusing that 80 carry role, get Keaton Factor on something he doesn't like. We did have a ban come through, but it's not showing us what it is. We'll find out
Yeah, we'll
in
get
due
word on it.
time. The Aurelia then is picked, I would think, for that top lane to go up against the Gnar.
Yes, and I do think that's a pretty good matchup for the Aurelia
Yeah.
because Gnar really excels at disengage and kiting. So while Aurelia is running away, he kind of hits her on the way out, hits her out the
Mhm.
door. But because Aurelia kind of dashes to you and then dashes away, there's really not a lot Gnar can do.
Yeah.
So we'll see how Kodo Draco responds to this. And then Ezreal coming out. Good stuff. Honestly, probably one of the best matchups into Caitlyn. He can still farm safely and get basically get something from that lane, whereas a lot of
Right.
the other ADCs kind of suffer a little bit. We got a Gragas coming in the jungle.
Okay. We don't see. Okay, that last one's a Syndra ban for Garcrush2, and so they are still focused on that mid lane. We don't really know what they're going to pick. It could be the Echo, but the Echo could also run the jungle,
Exactly.
kind of depending on what's going on.
Yep. They could pick Lee Sin right now and just throw Echo, give Echo to Garcrush. So, or excuse me, Garcrush is on. Garcrunch is on Garcrush. Down to Flash is Escape.
You got this.
I
You got
got
this.
it.
But we got a Zac as their jungler. So yeah, Echo will run into that mid lane up against the Zoe, and then Jolt's taking the Zac, who is that hyper engage
Exactly.
champ. Did you say exactly?
Exactly. Yes. Zac is terrifying because it's fear of the unknown. You don't know where he's coming from, but the green bloblet will flying through the sky. That's honestly the scariest thing about Zac is he ganks from these angles that you just don't expect.
Right. Much like Rek'Sai, except tankier in my opinion.
But again, Jolt's going on more of a supportive jungler here, taking on that supportive role. So we'll see how it turns out here. I am fairly excited to see a lot of these picks in action, namely the Gnar and the Zoe. We got a Warwick cover.
If
Not
only that were
likely.
the case. Yeah, it's probably not gonna happen. We'll get that Gragas in there.
And Gragas is a pretty good addition. He normally likes to gank earlier.
Right.
I don't know if he still goes that Predator build that was pretty big for a while, but usually we'll do like a 3 camp clear, go back and buy boots, and then just basically go gank. We'll see if that's the case.
I could see that happening quite easily. I think the Predator is always a good option for him. The big man himself Just coming in with those dashes, the belly flops.
Yeah, it's fairly. I think it's fairly unnatural that a fat man moves that fast. Like
It's a great animation, though. Let's be real.
I know. Oh, Groggus.
All right. Duddle's getting his karma going.
All right, now we got to wait the spectator second. Down to Flash, looking to close out the series. Garcrush2 not giving up yet. This is their last chance to prove that they deserve the championship more than Down to Flash. Let's see if they finally crack the code to Down to Flash.
We'll have to see. I think the composition, once again, for Garcrush, we were critical of that first game. Second game definitely worked out in their favor, except the scaling just wasn't in their favor. And now we have this different composition of two frontliners. We've got the Gragas and we've got the Gnar.
Yep.
That will definitely be in their engage tools, as well as a ball of stats that can soak up damage.
Yep.
And like Karma enable the Zoe and the Ezreal to do what they need to do. I could see Garcrush2 really taking this game against Down to Flash. On the contrary, though, Down to Flash has also an insane composition here. Only one real main frontliner and engager, but that Aurelia Bruiser is going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, honestly, if they can't get the Echo, Zac, and Aurelia off their backline, Zoe and Ezreal, they're going to lose every single team fight they go into. But if Gnar can pull off an awesome Gnar, which is what his ultimate is actually called. His ultimate is called Gnar. So if Gnar can pull a good Gnar, then Gnar will help win the team fight.
Gnar will Gnar them.
They will be
till they're Gnarred.
They will. They will for surely be Gnarred. The finals.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here.
Oh man, chat. We're sorry. But hey, chat. Who do we think's gonna take this one? I think Garcrush could take it. I'm going to vote for Garcrush this time because I think they've got a good composition for it.
I really want to believe. I'm not going to give up hope yet.
Yeah, I will go with Garcrush this time. I've been saying Down to Flash this.
Wow. So the fans of Garcrush still in the stands, praying for them to win, as are we.
Yeah.
You got to have hope, man. You got to see. I mean, seeing them getting beat for 2 games in a row, you kind of just feel for them.
Yeah.
You see how hard you're trying. You see the successes they have, and then they just can't close out the game. It breaks your heart. So, Garcrush2, just get it together. Let's win at least one.
Get one.
That's all you need. That it'll be a victory because Down to Flash still has not lost a single game in the entire series.
Yeah.
They have won every single game, every single team they've gone against. They have systematically dismantled. So Garcrush just needs to prove that they can lose.
Now that's actually the thing. Down to Flash is undefeated, literally to this last game. If they win this, then they will be undefeated. If they and it's over. Yeah. It is officially over.
Yeah.
But if they lose, now they're not
exactly
undefeated. So
that's a victory in and of itself. Defeating the undefeated team, taking down the Titans. It's an achievement.
In the Alamo, yeah. This is the Alamo.
That's what it is. Gnar.
Oh my word.
Yeah, I'm really happy with this pick, honestly.
Yeah.
Gnar is going to make the game so much better.
Oh yeah, it's a different different composition.
Yeah.
We won't be seeing that 4-1 split. It will be 5v5 team fights. And then whoever comes on top will get the tower, get the neutral objective. And so it's no longer, hey, we're dancing over here. Oh, by the way, our Fiora's over on the other side taking a turret down, or Camille's taking a turret, or whatever. We're all there.
Yep.
So, definitely different going, and I think it could work in Garcrush2's favor.
Yes.
More than the 4-1.
It definitely can. The difficult part about Gnar too is kind of synergizing Gnar's passive with your entire team.
Yeah.
When he goes mega, that is when he is a team fighter.
Yeah.
So they need to kind of synergize the team fights with his stacking. I think it's called Rage, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Mhm.
We'll have to double check that. But once he fills his bar completely up, that's when they need to start the team fights. So we'll see how well he can do that.
Yeah.
It's a skill that not many people develop. So
Yeah, Kodo Draco, I mean, I feel like he's been, when it comes to how he works with his team, I feel like he's always a good shot caller, you know, in creating the plan. And so, if he can just be, if he's vocal about building his Rage, then he can turn to Mega Gnar and jump on the entire team
that's
and destroy
really,
them.
That's literally all Nerd does. He jumps on them and has his way with them.
And it's good night, sweet prince.
That's
Into
exactly.
Summoner's Rift we go.
Looking for some cheese, but couldn't quite find any.
Yeah, they'll just back off quite early on. Oh, Fury,
Fury,
not
okay,
Rage.
okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, there's a ton of champions with Rage, so it's good to see something different. Fury.
Minions have spawned.
Because I think Shyvana's and Renekton's are both called Rage. But I could be 100% wrong about that. I don't play League of Legends.
I've never played this game actually in my entire
Me
life.
neither.
So.
I've only dedicated like my entire life to it. So.
Okay, now we're just everyone lining up right at the line of river. Nothing really too crazy to start, and we do have both the buff starts on the bot side of the map here.
Yeah.
So red start for Gragas, blue start for Zac, which are pretty traditional, but you know it influences where they're going to gank.
It does. Yep, because Zac is going to be able to hit level 3 by the time that he is topside. So depending on how Aurelia sets up that lane, she could or could not be ready for a gank. So we'll see if she's able to set that up for Jolts.
Production lied to us.
They did like
I'm gonna tell you right now. They lied to us and said that it was called Fury, not Rage.
It is called Rage. I'm slightly offended, but I'm a forgiving person.
Thanks, production. All I'm saying is they wanted us to thank them, so we did.
we did.
All right, back and forth trades happening right now. I mean, McDuddles is doing well at getting a little poke in here and there, stacking up his spell thieves. It's still going to be a minute before that really comes comes online, and then we have top lane here. Definitely push towards Kodo Draco. Might even let Will of D come in for a gank.
And here comes the Mega Gnar. He does dodge the stun. He comes out with his own stun, throws the
That's
rock.
so much
Can
damage.
he keep going? He cannot. The Conqueror was procced on the Aurelia, so
Yeah.
it was a good call not to.
Oh.
Oh, but he flashes and looks for the stun, but can't get it. That was a trade flash for Silly Squirtle. But McDoodle's getting so low. They just do so much damage. The ignites come out on both ends, but the heals! The heals and shields coming out of the Karma.
I think he's got it.
A great pick. That is
McDuddles!
a double.
Woo-hoo-hoo. And Kodo Draco gets a kill on Silly Squirtle up in that top lane. Both of them
Holy
flashless
cow.
right there. It might have been Will of D might have been able to show up and deal a little bit of damage, but now Jolts kind of twiddling his thumbs, going, "Crap, which lane do I can't go to any lane right now." Garchomp was disengaged already. He was walking out.
I'm glad that the Keaton Factor and McDuddles finally had some courage. They took on the Caitlyn and Morgana and put them in their place. Said, "This is my lane." Double kill.
And I'll tell you what, I think getting a kill for Karma isn't the worst thing ever. You know, it's like, oh, if Nautilus gets a kill, it's like, that's fine. It's whatever. What is he going to buy? Another cloth armor? But Karma is, I mean, she will build armor stats as well as she can build a Zhonya's, you know, faster with her stopwatch, and so she'll have that AP to deal damage still, while still being a support. Okay, so we got the kill up top lane. Will of D, did gank in, goes in for the belly flop, doesn't get it, so the barrel is what happens, and then Kodo Draco just auto attacks for the kill.
Good stuff.
Not bad. Not bad at all. And that's
Honestly.
how he died.
That was beautiful. That was a great story.
And then the Keaton factor right now is just putting so much pressure, forcing Hide the Fish to farm while taking shots.
Yes, he is on point with his Mystic shots currently.
Ooh. Will of D is getting caught out on the blue side of the map, and so Yomihime
Not much you can do. It's hard to...
just going to walk away.
Yeah, it's hard to fight a jungler
like-
on a camp when you don't have smite.
Right.
See, this is where Nard definitely excels, is while Aurelia is walking away, he can get so much damage. And it looks like he is going to
Mega Gnar.
Mega.
Can he get it?
Let's
No,
see,
he's
I believe he still has his jump up. Let's see if he decides to jump on her. Got about half his rage left.
The problem is there's a big wave going on
Oh,
right now for
yeah.
Silly Squirtle, so the odds of him jumping on Silly Squirtle to get an instant kill is pretty minimal, and then all of the minions are just going to converge on him and deal quite a bit of damage. Ooh, man. Oh my gosh!
Goodness, this is just absolutely ridiculous.
That Piltover Peacemaker is also doing quite a bit of work for Hide the Fish, knocking the Keaton factor down to a little less than half health. So good trades, but still in the favor of the Keaton factor right now. Just Ezreal, man, his Mystic shots. They do something to you.
Wow, that prediction, knowing that she was in there without vision.
Yeah.
She was in there backing, and it looks like he may be going... Oh, he made her actually move to the further bush to back.
Yep.
That is buying so much time. He is either requiring her to burn flash or teleport or miss minions.
Either way, we now have the first Drake dropped, and it's Infernal for the side of Garcrush2. That's going to give him a little extra damage stats for everybody. Might be the, I mean, it's not, it won't be Soul, but it might do the trick on that top side for Kodo Draco.
Exactly. And the so it does look like they're giving that blue buff over to Escape. Hopefully give him a little more dominance there in the mid lane.
It's a big wave.
It is. And if you look at the CS right now, they're fairly the same. Caitlyn is a little bit up. So if Ezreal is able to perfectly CS all those minions, I do believe that he'll be ahead.
I think so as well. The bot lane is, even though when it comes to kills and deaths, a little extra assist gold going on over to the Keaton factor though. So things are looking pretty good. We have a tier and Sheen already set up for the Keaton factor, and then 2 daggers and a cloak for Hide the Fish. So
Already starting that crit.
some solid trades between the two.
Ooh. This bot lane is just feisty. They are throwing shots back and forth. So we got the Predator
Oh,
coming out
Predator
again
will
from the
it be?
Grog as he does hit the belly flop this time. Can Gnar follow up with the boomerang? The flash does come out, but the barrel does throw her back, and she does come out with the ultimate. Conqueror is proc, but here comes
Gonna
the
tower
Mega
dive
Gnar,
that
throws
one.
him back out of the tower, and that is the end
Wow.
of Silly
This is
Squirtle.
why they banned Kodo Draco's Gnar.
He
Did
is
you
a monster.
The speed coming out of that with the Gnar ultimate just sweeping her back once again out of the
Exactly.
tower. It just instant killed her. Silly Squirtle now down 0-2, and the CS difference is equal, but it's 0-2. That's 1 kill and 1 assist on over to Kodo Draco.
It is.
That's a lot. That's gold that Silly Squirtle just doesn't have. At least 300 gold, like 350, 450 gold.
Oh, but there is Zach Jolt trying to take down. Oh, and he gets the stretching strikes, and that puts an end to Kodo Draco's rampage up top. Every time we come back this lane, it's a different side that's low on HP.
Yeah, and it's like, and there's always just like a set of minions pushing, like a heavy set of minions. I mean, at this point they did just recreate neutral, so that's fine. But still, like that was quite a bit of damage dealt on the side
Exactly.
of Garcrush2 towards down to Flash.
Look, we have Ezreal pulling some sneaky stuff, going into the bush to proc or to kind of hide the shield come. And she did fall for it. She got stunned, and Echo did get a good shield.
Yeah. We do have a Dark Seal also set up for Garchomp, so he's going to look for, for those kills, for those assists, so that he can stack that and get a Shurelya's. If not, it's kind of a wasted item, unfortunately. But we shall see. We do have, as of right now, a gold difference of about 1,000 on the side of Garcrush2. We have seen them be especially with last game, they were doing so well at creating a lead in the early game. We just hope to see that they can maintain it till the late game here.
Oh no, Squirtle.
Ooh.
Oh no, Squirtle, you came in at the wrong time.
Wow.
Kodo Draco gnawing Squirtle into the wall, and Escape is next on the chopping block.
He's gonna just get out.
Oh no. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
That was a beautiful stopwatch with the flash from
Holy
Will of
cow.
D. Flash body slam and the cask. Oh my goodness, and the Keaton factor is on the hunt. Unfortunately, he did use his true shot barrage earlier, but that still is a kill going in the way of Garcrush.
2 ultimates used, and only Yomihime was able to, or Yomihime was the only one who died. So a little bit of a good break there for Hide the Fish in not giving him a double kill. But either way, things are still looking fantastic for Garcrush2 right now.
And it does look...
Does look like there was a lane swap, though,
It
from mid to
does.
top.
I think Squirtle was struggling a little bit too much, but it may not be the Gnar.
Now he's struggling even more.
Yes.
Holy.
Oh no, she did miss the empowered auto.
Oh!
My goodness, that flash! Man, she just got an A in geometry class. That was absolutely beautiful.
That's what we call a right triangle. That's what they're called.
You are
Right
100%
triangle.
right, if I do say so myself.
Class, let me tell you, right triangles. That was it. 7 kills to 2 right now. Once again, Garcrush2 winning this early game. Let's see if they can convert it into the late game. There's 2 dragons now on the side of Garcrush2, a Cloud Drake and an Infernal, so things are looking pretty hot.
This true shot barrage coming out, but not hitting any of the other bot laners. It looks like it may just be to clear the wave, get a little bit more priority here. They may be looking to do a back. Let's see. So he may be fairly close to getting maybe Phage.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, that's a binding.
Just walked right into that.
On McDoodles, but unfortunately there was nothing else to follow up with it. No Caitlyn traps.
So we do have about 3.5 minutes till the first Mountain Drake of the Soul spawns. And then that we do also have Rift Herald still available as a neutral objective, but it looks like there's no priority so far in getting that Rift Herald.
And it does look like both teams are actually getting set up. We do have Will of D hidden here. I don't believe that either Hide the Fish or Yomihime has seen him yet. So ooh, they do know he is here.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if they saw him path there or if it was just intuition that led her.
Could have been
throw the
blind
binding.
luck. I don't know.
Honestly,
you just missed the binding and it actually hits Will of D in the bush. Like, oh, whoops.
It very well could have been just that, but it does look like Jolts is about to get nasty here. He does get his ultimate here on McDoodles, and there's the ace in the hole, but it is not enough. But the binding does come in. There is still more time to take him down.
Oh,
but
wow.
Unfortunately, that is all she wrote.
Had to burn the stopwatch early there. Yomihime almost getting deleted by that true shot barrage.
Yeah, and this is exactly where the previous game started to turn around. The time that the third Drake was showing up was when the tide started to turn towards down to Flash. So let's see if they can keep their advantage going. There is no teleport on Kodo Draco, but there is on Silly Squirtle. I correct myself. There is no longer teleport on Silly Squirtle.
There is no teleport. Not anymore. But that might be first blood tower right here if Kodo Draco can keep the pressure up.
Oh no. Okay. You know, I just say that is a harsh binding right there. It is lasting forever. The Ignite does come out. They did, so it looks like Garcrush2 already did get first turret.
Yeah, just now, yep.
And now they are actually getting the Rift Herald post first turret, post plates as well, if I can say my P's properly.
Yeah, and Mountain Drake will be up in about a minute or so, which means that right as they get Rift Herald, which is now, they'll snag it, either rotate to a lane, mid lane most likely, or back. Oh, he does look like he's rotating upwards, though, towards Jolts.
Here comes Gragas with the Predator. And
Nice
there's
ult.
the task, nailing Squirtle, but Squirtle does get a great stun on to Kodo Draco. Kodo Draco goes Gnar and Gnars him into the wall, stunning him again. The Bloblets come out, and it is feasting time for Kodo Draco. Eat those Bloblets up and get another kill.
Yeah. Mega Gnars now is down now, and so Escape might be able to actually do something about this.
He does have red buff, though, which makes Gnar's kit all that more annoying.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, there it is. Kodo Draco going unstoppable. We go back to what happened earlier. Mega Gnar came out right as he flashed on top of Jolts.
Oh no, this is looking very rough for McDuddles, but he does get away. Those shields are huge, but it isn't enough. Mystic Shots firing out. True Shot Barrage is the final one, but it isn't enough. And
The
one
turret shot
last
will do it.
tower
The turret shot did
takes out Yomi. Holy cow. The accuracy of his Mystic Shots have just been ridiculous this game.
Yeah, the Keaton factor really showing up today, like all day today, whenever he was playing Ezreal, just doing work. And we see it right there. Yomi stepping up a little too far forward, getting the aggro of that turret to close it out. I'm sure the Keaton factor would have been able to chase down and get the kill, but I mean, hey, you got a turret to help you out.
Oh no, that is the worst position he could possibly be in. He is getting bounced upon by Jolts, and here comes Echo from the backside, finishing him off. Garchomp may be able to get a kill here in return. Takes Jolts about to half health. Kodo Draco is coming here from the backside. Escape is stuck. When he rewinded back on time, he did not rewind far enough. He was still on the wrong side of the wall. Kodo Draco does get bound and
that's a
cannot
Mountain
continue
Drake for
to
Garcrush too. Garcrush2 has been doing exceptionally well at rotating towards the objectives that are most important at that time, and so we saw that as Ezreal did get caught out with McDuddles. It didn't matter because we had Will of D there who deals amounts of damage that is kind of we don't realize it, but it just all of a sudden oh wow, I'm half health at this point. So he shows up dealing damage. Kodo Draco was also there being able to support them, and then it was just an easy Drake after that.
Exactly, and I'm starting to understand why other teams fear this Gnar. Kodo Draco is 7-1. This pocket pick is absolutely ridiculous.
Coming into about 19 minutes here, we will have the Baron up in a minute. We have 14 kills to 6 in the gold differential, only 3K. It's not too far off, but it's still, there's a lot of priority set up for Garcrush2. So with the items, we have half of a second item here for Ezreal. Looks like he will be going for that Trinity Force. And then Caitlyn has her Infinity Edge already.
But there's the True Shot Barrage. And the Binding does land, which is followed up by the Slingshot. Ace in the hole. He uses the Stretching Strikes to bring Ezreal back into one of the Caitlyn traps, who finishes him off with a headshot.
Every time you see someone else pull the enemy into a Caitlyn trap, that's the biggest brain play. That means you're just as aware of her traps as the enemy is. It's always a good start right there. Will of D.
Oh, man, and there's another charge coming off the
Yeah.
Herald. So
Getting
it
the
was
most.
mid-turret for bot turret in the end. A couple kills also going over to down to Flash. A slingshot going out to Will of D. It does hit him, and that is a lot of damage with a Sleepy Trouble bubble. He does go down. Jolt is low. He has no passive. If he dies for sure.
Garchomp really in the thick of this,
Oh
but he
my
does have
goodness, the
Flash.
jukes.
Oh, and he flash.
Oh no, and here comes Gnar. Unfortunately, Sleepy Trouble bubble goes a little short. Oh, Jolts did get it, but I think he will die to the Gnar. The Gnar does have Frozen Mallet, so anybody he hits is slowed. And here comes Mega Gnar, but traps. Oh no. Oh my
What?
goodness.
Are you kidding me? Let's see that one more time, please, because that was insane. Just the snipe of his Q.
Yeah. and
Throwing that boulder.
You know, I think when it's that Mega Gnar, I think it's actually a drill.
Well, it is, but the official Gnar is a boulder.
Oh, is that what the ability's called?
No, I don't know what it's called. It's just a boulder that he throws.
You know, if it was
But it is a
Gnar's
drill.
ability, I wouldn't be surprised if it's called Boulder. He seems to be a simplistic fellow.
Yeah, some Yordles are like that. You know.
When you name your own ult after yourself, it, you know. Boulder Toss! There we are!
Hey.
Look at you.
What's up? I knew that the whole time. All right, we have
Here we go,
We have the
here we
replay
go.
once again. Mega Gnar, he actually missed the jump on, and then the Drowsy. They already knew he was right there.
Check this out.
Ooh, so the keg does also deal some damage. Oh, it didn't. I thought it was
It
gonna pop
didn't.
before, but the boulder,
Yep.
the drill toss,
The drill toss in this case.
drills the rest of that health down to 0, sending her back to the fountain.
Good stuff. I can't tell if Gragas was just waiting for his keg to...
He was trying to get the kill snipe, you know, the kill steal there.
I couldn't tell what it was, or if he was being kind to his carry. And
Right. I don't know if his keg does enough damage to drop that much, but
it does do
Dang.
that much.
it does that much. There was a smite involved there too.
Oh no, another Sleepy Trouble bubble hit on.
True
Hide
shot
the
barrage.
Fish does wake up before the True Shot Barrage hits though.
Oh,
Wow. Absolutely beautiful ace in the hole, but there is a teleport coming in. I believe that is Kodo Draco, who is already Mega Nard. Unfortunately, he is getting trapped out the wazoo. And I don't think he'll be able to get an ult. He is just getting guided. There it is, the ultimate, but he's in a horrible position right now, surrounded
Yep.
by enemies, and there is a lot of shutdown gold on his head. That is
Wow.
a $1,000 paycheck.
And that's an
going
ace.
the way.
That's actually a pretty big push. They can get Baron at this point. Yeah, they're rotating to Baron now, which will help them through this mid-game push. Get more towers. They only have one taken, and that's in the bot lane, so they can take the top and mid towers down pretty easily. Now, what we saw here is that Hide the Fish was hyper-focusing the Gnar. Granted, the Gnar was also the only one on him, but the Aurelia was pulling Kodo Draco away from the Caitlyn to let her do her job, getting those auto attacks out, stacking up the headshots. The 90 caliber bullet was able to get the net out. The 90 caliber net, sorry.
Oh my goodness, she is so low. Can they finish her off? The exhaust goes out. She's looking for someone
That
to life
ignite.
steal from, but there is no one, and a paddle star comes out of nowhere. It looks like someone. Oh, okay, so it was actually Morgana that got hit by that Sleepy Trouble level. I heard the animation, but I didn't see anything.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, Garchomp
Uh-oh.
1 does fall. But they did return the kill. Keaton Factor, and the keg comes out,
Wow.
destroying Morgana. And it looks like they did trade Baron, but Garcrush2 comes back. They are not giving up yet. They are getting the Mountain Drake.
Now that's Mountain Soul right there. So not only do they get the tanky stats of the two Drakes, but also a shield that comes back every minute or so. It is crazy how strong the Mountain Drake is. especially with a Gnar and a Gragas.
I was going to say, the Gnar is going to love this. An extra shield to tank more damage, more defenses. He does have a Gargoyle Stone Plate, which means when he is surrounded by enemies, he gets even more armor and magic resist. So that is just that much more amplified by the power of the Mountain Drake.
Coming into it, 25 minutes into this game, Down to Flash is still well into this game. The gold is even. The kills not so even, only a third less. But they have the ability to push towers now. It's now 4 towers to 2, and only 1, maybe 2 people have Baron buff still.
Yes,
Looks about 2 people.
Oh
have
my
Whoa!
goodness.
Good night,
Jeez.
Yomihime. What were you doing there, buddy?
You know, as cute as Zoe is, she is probably the worst jump scare you can see in someone's Rift. Like, that is absolutely terrifying. Watching a little girl absolutely destroy.
And you know, when she's walking, some of her walk animations are her just singing.
That is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, right? Right?
Oh my goodness, but there's a fight going on. Jolts does get put to sleep, but that's nothing. The cast comes out, and Hide the Fish is forced towards the wall where he takes another keg. He is so low, they may not be able to hold this turret for much longer, even though they still do have the Baron. Oh my goodness, just Ezreal and Zoe are just throwing out skill shots.
True shot barrage.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
That was unlucky.
The other thing is when True Shot Barrage comes through, if it hits minions first, it deals less damage to champions. And so, I mean, it's the best he could get. Took a little bit of damage off on Yomihime there, but they're just trying to siege this mid lane with all of these Yordle snap traps hanging out right along that wall.
You know, I'm not...
And as we can see, as all of this stuff
no.
is happening,
Holy cow, they did get caught out, but Kodo Draco escapes.
and Will of D chilling in that bot lane, taking down this turret the entire time. They didn't even notice, and yeah, that's a turret dropped once again.
Ooh, but a flash ace in the hole goes out onto Zoe, but she does not die. Gnar gets stunned up, but he's going mega. Can he get a good ult? He does, killing Squirtle, but he is going to get stunned by Yomihime. He will die, he will fall, but the Grog is doing so much damage. Mystic shots flying left and right, and Escape came back, trying to finish Keaton Factor, and he does. This fight is going the way
That's an ace.
of...
Oh, not an ace. Karma's up again.
Oh my goodness, unofficial ace.
Unofficial ace.
Coming from Down to Flash.
Wow.
Yeah, that...
They're
honestly,
not out of this game.
Yeah, and it's not what I expected. About 5 minutes ago, they were just raining skill shots into their base, waiting to take a tower and inhibitor, but then all of a sudden, Down to Flash just turned on them and showed them who's boss.
I definitely think if we were able to look at that replay once again, Kodo Draco jumped in and popped his stone plate a little too early, in my opinion. He was able to soak up a few of the stats, some of the damage early, but then the moment he lost his stone plate, that's when Hide the Fish just dumpstered him with all of the headshots.
And unfortunately, there is quite a bit of CC on the side of Down to Flash.
True. Okay, yeah. So we got the replay here. The tower is dropped and the engage begins, and we can see Gnar will jump in right there. He's got that stone plate. All of it's lost, and then you see Caitlyn just go into town. Hide the Fish is able to snap him. He's gone, and then it's just quick cleanup for the rest of this team.
This is absolutely terrifying. I have no words for the feelings that I'm feeling right now. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, Garcrush2 has the chance to win this. They have the chance to show Down to Flash that they are as good, if not better than them.
Baron is up in about a minute or so, and that's kind of what they're going to want to look for next. We do have an Infernal, or not Infernal, an Elder Drake spawning as well. So
Oh,
we're hitting pretty late game. I mean, it's only 30 minutes in, but we're hitting pretty
Ooh.
late game.
There was a flash body slam followed up by a cast, but unfortunately it did not get a kill. Ace in the hole is coming out, but it is taken by Will of D. Not much damage put out. Now there is an Ezreal in the bot lane that looks like he may get that turret. Echo, excuse me. Echo is in the bot lane trying to get a turret, but he does. And then Gnar is trying to get the top lane.
But this Elder Drake will spawn within the next 30 seconds, and so that's what they're prioritizing right now for Garcrush2. This will be the push that helps them win these team fights more, because everyone gets super low. They just need that execution that comes through because of the Elder Drake.
Ooh, that was a nice sidestep by Will of D. That is a Caitlyn that is asleep, but unfortunately there is no follow-up. And Gnar is rotating bot. They are throwing all their eggs into this basket.
They're not even wanting to look for a split push on this if they lose the Elder Drake or not. They want this Elder Drake now.
This is the fight that will decide it all, I think.
Oh no.
Now Predator is popped, but they aren't quite able to get anything. The tension is killing me.
All right, Elder Drake has started right now. Kodo Draco's the one dealing damage. Ezreal as well. Will of D, though, trying to zone them out. He's the one with the smite. He should be the one at the dragon. We got half health here.
Oh, man, but Kodo Draco is full rage. He is going to go mega. He is going to take out the Caitlyn. He knew exactly where she was, and he was waiting for her. Now Silly Squirtle and Jolts are so low. He does get snared up, though, but oh my goodness, there's escape. He goes back in time. He did restore a bit of health, but it was not enough. Things are looking bad for Down to Flash. Only 2 members remain. There is only one member that remains. Jolts.
What is that damage? Oh my word.
Yeah, Jolts is the only remaining member right now on Down to Flash. That is the
Jolts is just leaving. He's like, I'm going to go make sure my lanes aren't pushed too far towards my base. And that will be an Elder Drake for Garcrush2. It's turtle time for Down to Flash. They need to make sure that they don't give up too much else. And I don't think there's a... Yeah, they're not going to push for Baron quite yet. They're just going to try and drop these towers and get the inhibitor as soon as possible. If we do want to go back, I believe we might have a replay here, but Kodo Draco had great target selection when it came to beginning that team fight. Nice, they do get the inhibitor. Schultz has to slingshot out of danger. Okay, so we do have the replay here. They do start it up, kind of baiting out Down to Flash, and as they jump in, Kodo Draco stacks up his rage. Mega Gnar's right on top of the Caitlyn to get the kill, while the rest of the team is kind of holding off. Now the big damage is gone, which means they can easily clean up the rest of it. Aurelia getting picked out with the Sleepy Trouble Bubble and the Paddle Star to get the kill once again. Garchomp just going to town. Another Paddle Star once again taking out Yomi Hime, leaving Jolts, the sole member of Down to Flash.
Yeah, that was absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, Kodo Draco just instantly knew where he should go, and after Hide the Fish was taken down, they had no idea. Like a chicken that had its head cut off, they had no idea where to go. They were finished after that fight.
We do have a Baron set up here. They're going to start it, though.
Oh, my goodness. Here comes the executions.
Oh!
Here they come, one
Good
after another.
night.
This may be game. This may
GLP?
be the end. Oh, my goodness.
He's gone.
Oh,
he's gone.
No.
He's gone.
Even with the shield, the Elder Dragon takes him out.
This is why you ban Gnar. He has created so many perfect plays for the rest of Garcrush2 that finally have gotten their first win. They finally defeated Down to Flash. And that's unstoppable for Garchomp.
Oh my goodness, they are going to do it. This is the end. They only need a few more minions and maybe a few more kills
There we go.
to take home to their kids as presents. This is the end. They are going to kill the defeatless team.
Oh man,
Oh
they don't
goodness.
have Elder anymore. That was just a clean ace. And that's an A. That is a Nexus destruction
Garcrush
for
2.
Garcrush2.
Garcrush2 showing they still have fight left in them. There is still more to come. We are going on to a fourth game. Still
Wow.
match point, but Garcrush2 has some newfound spirit.
They're hanging on.
That's what it is. After they gave up the Gnar to them, I do not think they're going to do that again. Kotojenko
no.
was way too dominant on that champion.
They could manage the Fiora, they could manage the Camille, but Gnar was way too much for down to Flash. There was
Absolutely
nothing if they let it go through once again. They're crazy. Look at the damage coming through from Garchomp though. 33,000 damage. And it's just his skill shots were on point. He was making right triangles everywhere. And as well as the Keaton factor.
Yep.
Dealing so much damage.
Beautiful
True shot
game.
barrage.
Beautiful game. Keaton factor is somewhat of a problem, though, because I feel like he's either all the way on or he's all the way off. He has no in-between.
Yeah.
And this game, he was fortunately all the way on, and it worked to their benefit, and they ended up closing the game. And there's one scene that I remember probably the most. They were sitting out of the base of Down to Flash, and there was Karma, Ezreal, and Zoe just raining spell shots. They couldn't go inside because there was all the Yoral snap traps, but they were just raining skill shots inside with no like clear enemy inside. They were kind of just throwing them.
They're like, why not? Why not? If we get some
Absolutely
minions, that'll be
terrifying.
okay. We were waiting on our minions to do something. So good stuff. Garcrush2 keeping their hopes alive, taking us to game 4, making sure it's not a clean sweep 3-0. Not bad.
Yeah,
not
it's
bad.
exciting stuff, honestly. Absolutely blew my mind, some of these plays. Very exciting game, taking us to the limits. My brain has gone through so many different phases in this game.
emotion.
Stress and sadness and happiness and excitement, but they did it. Finally. So now we're going to go to game 4. We'll be back in a couple minutes. We'll take a short break here. Relax your brains for potentially the final match.
Potentially
or
not.
Potentially not.
We'll be right back.
The night beckons while you dream. A life never lives in peace. bring to fall the giants? Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we bring to fall the giants? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies, the champions of a world that we defy. A soul array of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the last light.
Welcome back to Game 4 of the finals of Garcrush2 versus Down to Flash. We just saw an incredible comeback from Garcrush2 in that game. I mean, they were ahead pretty much the whole time, but so far it's a comeback. We're calling it a comeback right now.
Yeah, it was absolutely unbelievable. I'm not sure if many people thought it was possible, quite honestly. I myself had my doubts, but my faith held strong, and they came through for me. The Gnar just absolutely annihilate them, but we were also talking after the cast. Zoe is a huge player in the series, probably the biggest player.
Yeah.
So that is because Down to Flash did choose to be on blue side. They do have first pick. They need to ban that Zoe. That Zoe needs to be not in this game if they hope to win this next game. They need to find some other mid solution to this problem.
I think so. We do have Down to Flash on the blue side, so they have first pick. They might have to Garcrush might have to just ban out the Zoe.
That's what I think they should do, honestly, because there's no way they're going to be able to pick her. That is the pick that they're going to prioritize. It has been first picked pretty much every single round so far. So I think it was banned once. Maybe not, but it's been picked or banned regardless. That just shows the importance of Zoe as a champion. But we'll see. We'll see what happens in the mid lane. That's going to be one of the most controversial points. And then the other point is, who do they let Kodo Draco have? Who do they give him? I'm not quite sure.
There's a lot. They can't give them Gnar. They can't give him Gnar at all because that was too big of a pick. It was alongside that Gargoyle Stone Plate, he was unkillable if he popped it at the right moment, and then that target priority at the very end, jumping on the Caitlyn at the Elder Drake, was huge. And so now we're jumping in. We got the bans out. Yep, Gnar's gone. Ari, Nautilus, Mord, and Pike are also gone as
Oh,
well.
no.
They might give it the Zoe.
The Zoe is left up,
There it
and
is.
she is picked. That is a huge advantage going down to Flash.
Yep.
They have not been able to find a mid laner that can compete with her. But let's see if they have a solution in mind. Maybe they let that slip on purpose. Maybe they have something up their sleeve.
Maybe. We do have that Wukong hover. Not quite a pick yet, but I assume it should be the pick.
Solid jungler, good top laner.
He might even want to try him up against the Zoe. I mean, he is a melee champion, but the moment you get a clone out, who knows? Well, he could go pretty much anywhere. Solid flex pick right there. And then second pick coming through in just a second. Okay.
Karma, again, I do think that was a solid pick.
I like the
really
Karma.
liked the Karma.
Yeah.
And as you were talking about Karma in the previous game. She just has so much versatility.
Yep.
Regardless if she gets kills or not, she has a purpose in the fight. If she gets kills, she's going to end up doing a ton of damage. If she doesn't get kills, that's okay. She speeds up the entire team. So, like, she has so much utility and basically just versatility in every sort of situation. Good pick. I like it.
Yeah, definitely. Along with that, it enabled the Keaton factor to do what he does best in that lane, which is just destroy them with Ezreal. They might go for another Ezreal pick. We're not quite sure, but we have a Nunu and Willump pick for Jolts. Once again, just helping his team out, letting them shine.
Exactly.
Get the engage in, and then tank up any damage he can.
Yes, we did see him play this earlier, and he did have some really creative ganking paths with the biggest snowball ever. He was able to roll it into. Honestly, I didn't know you could be that maneuverable with the snowball. He was weaving in and out, drifting around the corners. So I'm excited to see
Turns on
NASCAR.
dimes, dude.
NASCAR back on the field again. Kai'Sa, we have seen the Keaton factor play Kai'Sa, and it's been banned in the previous phases. So, getting a new champ here in the bot lane, a hyper carry. So, maybe the Gnar ban wasn't that big of a deal if Keaton factor can pop off like we've seen him before.
Yeah. They did take the Ezreal away from the Keaton factor, so maybe even if he wanted Ezreal as this first pick, Kai'Sa would have to be that second pick there. Syndra hovered for the ban, most likely going to be the ban for down to Flash here. Trying to limit the opportunities of mid laners against the Zoe. Trying to let Escape do what he did back in game 2 and just drop thousands and thousands of damage points on everybody. Getting those one shots from Vision. It's crazy. Okay, Garen is banned, and one last ban here showing up for down to Flash. We will see.
I think you'd expect it to be oriented towards the top. Maybe the Fiora. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. I was going to say that they're trying to decide what they want to give to Coda Draco up in the top. And I think those are the two champions that he's definitely showed up the most on in this series. His Gnar showed great team fight capabilities, whereas the Fiora showed great split push potential. So, honestly, great bans. I think those have been the best Coda Draco plays this game, and that's what I wanted. I wanted the LeBlanc versus the Zoe. They do the same thing in different ways. Basically, 100-0 is what their goal is, but LeBlanc has to kind of put her life more on the line. She has to be face-to-face with them, whereas Zoe just has to hit the bubble, and that's about it.
Good pick here. That will go to Garchomp1 here, and he, I mean, as we've already seen, can maneuver any complicated skill shot type champion here, and LeBlanc is one of those. It's just like you can do so many different things with her abilities. And so Urgot last pick. Leona and Urgot. If he doesn't go Pajama Guardian Urgot, Pajama Guardian cosplay Urgot, that's what it's called. Then we will all be ashamed, and they deserve to lose this game.
Yeah, they definitely deserve to lose at that point. That is the best skin in the game.
All right, Garcrush. Going Scion, I assume that's top lane, because where else would it be?
The two undead Noxians pitted off against each other.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't seen Coda Draco come up with any other big tanky character except for Gnar, which I'm assuming is just his #1 played, his main champion. So we'll have to see how he can turn this with Sion.
Yeah, and it does give me a little more confidence because in a lot of the previous fights, they were lacking that front line.
Yeah.
They were lacking something to soak up damage while the carries would put off the damage. But Sion, he's an interesting one. He's got a lot of roam potential. I think we've seen him once today, and that was as ADC Sion, which didn't go as planned.
No, it did not.
So, well, it's the first time seeing him in the position he was meant to be in. He's got great late game because he has unlimited health scaling with his passive, with his W passive. But on the other hand, Urgot is a tank buster. His shotgun legs do percent health damage. So, kind of in the favor of Urgot in this one.
Definitely. I think Silly Squirtle has done well with bruiser types, and this is a little bit more tankier than his traditional bruisers, but it will still do the same when it comes to tank shredding, getting that shotgun for percent health damage, get himself a black cleaver as well, and that might be what wins him the lane against Kodo Draco here.
Yeah, he has actually been struggling quite a bit. He's been able to go even with Kodo Draco. For example, the Camille vs. Set game. That was a fairly even game. But he hasn't been able to actually beat Kodo Draco in lane. So let's see if this is the pick for Squirtle. And then mid lane just throwing down the gauntlet.
It's going this. I mean, this is what we were expecting to happen the entire time when that Zoe was picked. Like, oh yeah, we'll get someone to match her like the LeBlanc, but we always had something else happening. I think we had an Echo at one point, wasn't really doing it for him.
Yep.
And other just mid lane picks. LeBlanc, I think, will be an interesting, hopefully a good pick against the Zoe, because she has just been uncontested this entire time.
Exactly. Honestly, I'm very surprised that they did not ban her. She's such... Just without even being that fed, she can put out so much damage with just the Sleepy Trouble Bubble and a Paddle Star. So, honestly, I'm surprised they let her through, but I think they do have something up their sleeves, which does make sense because they did pick a Magician. They do have the Deceiver herself, LeBlanc. Let's see if he can outdamage this Zoe.
We shall see. We will have about 3 minutes till spectator delay is done, and we are in game here. But I do want to highlight a few different things coming through from Down to Flash. They have 3 frontliners. We got Leona, we got Urgot, we got Nunu and Willump. And so that is their whole idea is just be in the way and let the Zoe, let the Ezreal do their job, which is skill shot based, try and catching the angles on people, and then even going for a true shot barrage, snipe, trying to clean up where they can. Whereas Garcrush2 here, they're a little bit more squishy. They have one major frontliner, the Scion, and then they're trying to look for picks. We got an enabler and a shielder with the Karma. So we're going to see a little bit of a problem if that Kai'Sa can't shred those tanks.
Yep. And the LeBlanc is going to look to go around the tanks rather than through them.
Yep.
So Wukong is going to be essential in that, using his utility to keep the tanks off, peeling for the LeBlanc, peeling for the Kai'Sa, as Kai'Sa shreds through the tanks and LeBlanc jumps to the backline, tries to one-shot the Zoe and the Ezreal. She can get to that point. I've seen it plenty of time.
Yeah.
According to LCS stats, it's actually 1 in every 12 LCS LeBlanc can one-shot carries. So if we're going off those, stats, they have a 1 in 12 chance.
The problem is there's such mobility with Zoe and Ezreal. I mean, even just the portaling away is just enough distance to not get hit by any of the damage that occurs from LeBlanc. And then the Ezreal has his phase rush to get away. Or not whatever it's called.
Yeah. They're definitely a little more slippery. And Urgot is going to be a pain if any of them even get remotely low.
The execution, yeah.
Exactly. If he has a good aim, It's something to fear. Literally, it fears you, and you get eaten.
Literally, you're afraid.
You're going to be
Your
afraid.
champion's
I
afraid.
promise you. You have no choice in the matter.
This has turned into a psychological horror
That's exactly what it
game
is.
right here.
We got the creepy singing Zoe along with the mechanical grinder Urgot. It's a horror story for sure. Something that I kind of noticed though is the CC on the side of Garcrush2. Something that Kaisa kind of relies on is very situational. Karma, she does have her tether, but it has to be for the full duration of the tether to get the stack. Same thing with the LeBlanc. She has her chains, but she has to have them on for the full duration. Wukong does have his knockup, but it's ultimate, and it's on quite a long cooldown. And the same thing with Sion. Sion does have quite a bit of CC, but if Kodo Draco is going to continue to play like he did previously, top is an island.
Yeah, it will be letting Sion and Urgot kind of just slap each other for a little while, get those minions, and then hope for the best on those team fights. Things look, in my opinion, a little bit better for Down to Flash right now, and it's because of the amount of frontliners they have, the big tanks coming through. I'm gonna put my money on Down to Flash for this game just because of that reason alone.
Yeah, it just depends on how slippery the snakes of LeBlanc and Wukong are, how they can try to slither their way to the background, to the back line. I think that's gonna be what it all depends on. But I think I'm with you on this. I think Down to Flash has a more reliable comp. It's easier to put your money on them than something super situational like on the side of Garcrush2. But I'm not looking down on Garcrush2 for picking this comp because it is a high-risk, high-reward moment.
Definitely.
And they need to play the cards. So, honestly, they're rolling the dice right now, but my faith is with them, but my intelligence is not. I think Down to Flash does have a better chance of winning this.
Definitely. I will say, going back to Kaisa and the tank shredding, though, in the past, they've tried to do compositions kind of like this, where it's like one frontliner and a bunch of one-shotters. Kaisa will be the one who'll be able to take down that Urgot, be able to take down that Nunu Willump, and as well as the Leona, because she's got that kite ability, and then, just cut through that armor, and you're good to go. But everyone at home, you've been voting every time. What is it this time? Is this the end of the series, or are we going to Game 5? That's the real question.
I think they've consistently been voting for Garcrush2.
I think so. I think they're underdoggers. They're Rocky enthusiasts.
Well, I don't blame them. I mean, what it's looking like right now, they just lost 2 games. They won the first one. It's the first makings of a full reversal. So I don't blame them for sticking with Garcrush2.
We could see it.
And results are in. Garcrush2 does win
a fast result too.
It was. They know. It's like when champions, they insta-lock.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I'm going, and I don't care what you think.
But we will say here's the thing. Silly Squirrel didn't go Pajama Guardian cosplay. He went Crab Urgot.
You know what? My vote is going to change. Unfortunately, my intelligence is no longer with Down to Flash. They made a poor decision. And Garcrush2 is clearly the more clearly the more intelligent. So I'm gonna have to stick with them.
Let's just tell Down to Flash to forfeit at 50. That's just how it's going to be.
I don't think they would listen. I don't think they'd appreciate that either. But it's worth a shot.
Next time, tell Squirtle to get the Pajama Guardian skin, please.
I will literally gift him it right now. I just bought some RP this morning. I have enough to spare.
All right, simple starts. No one went for any cheese. And the starts also occurred at red buffs each, so both are pathing in different directions. Garcrush2 towards that bot side, and then Down to Flash moving up towards the top side of the map. I think Will of D will want to try and show up in this bot lane as soon as possible to kind of create a lead as immediately for the Keaton factor so that he can get that tier and then he can get that pickaxe as soon as possible. Then he'll be able to start dealing damage. Not a lot, but the pickaxe will be enough for this early game.
Oh my goodness, and there's a tether coming out. And
Wow, had to flash away.
Yep, Yomihime did have to flash early, which is a shame. Because Leona can be fairly dependent on her flash, you know, to kind of close the gap if she can't hit the Zenith Blade. And there's a Sleepy Trouble Bubble coming out, along with the Paddle Star doing quite a bit of damage. Yeah, that's definitely what you need to watch out for is just that Sleepy Trouble Bubble. And there's Urgot doing what Urgot do. And here comes Jolts doing what Jolts does. He does have the biggest snowball ever. And Sion tries to get the knockup, but unfortunately it's not enough. Kodo Draco is going to be the first one to fall. I don't think he's going to get much from his passive beside another Grasp at the end and dying stack.
There could have been a moment that he could have flashed the snowball, but I think he was hoping for some outplay potential. It didn't really come through, and so yeah, he just resigned to the fact that he will die, because after that, there was no way he was getting away even if he flashed away.
Exactly. And we have seen Keaton factor on this Kaisa before. He did play it against, I believe it was Needlessly Large Rods, and he popped off. He was doing absolutely insane amounts of damage, but he was also very lane dominant that game. And Jolt is
showing up in lanes.
Seriously, he is going crazy.
And that's kind of that was a lot of damage for like disengaging Jolts. He was Garchomp just gave it to him. Half health Jolts right there. And was still like, hey, I'm trying to disengage right now, but I'm going to deal damage while you're walking away. Yomihime.
When the Zenith Blade comes out, Jolt's finishing up his world tour in the bot lane. Unfortunately, he could only get a kill. Oh my goodness,
wow.
Kodo Draco.
That's what he was saving his flash for.
Holy cow. I was not expecting that.
That was strong. Another snowball.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, but she is stuck under tower. She may be taking a lot of damage. Unfortunately, that was a kill just straight over to... Oh, it was on Jolt. Jolt actually took both of those kills. Will of D seeing his moment of opportunity.
Yeah.
Trying to sneak up on Squirtle. Squirtle does have his dash, but it may not be enough. Here comes the... Oh, and there's the flash.
Flashes are down on both sides here on the top lane. So one was used in aggression that first time. The second time was to get away. That might be an easy return gank for Will of D. We'll have to see what's going on. He is going to get some things on the top side of Jolt's camps. But since they saw him up there in that top lane, it's an easy Drake for down to Flash. And now they get first Ocean Drake, which will be really helpful for Ezreal.
Yeah, Jolt's level of map control when he is on this Nunu is insane. He literally went from top to mid to bot to drag. Like, he is just helping out every single lane. I guess helping out is subjective. He is taking all the kills. But
he's helping himself. You have to put on your oxygen mask before you help others put theirs on.
Exactly. So, I mean, he's just getting ready to help them out. That's all it is.
Right.
He's accepting donations from all the lanes currently.
All right. We do have a level advantage here from Silly Squirtle. If he gets it low enough, he might get the ult and the execute, but no.
He did come back with a call after Sion killed him originally. So once he gets that 100 CS, he will get a small advantage in the term of money.
And this is basically he purchased this item because he's not going to find the kills in the top lane that he wants. As we can see, he's already 0, 1, and 1. He got an assist, which is nice, but he's anticipating to get money off of the farm he needs. And so that's what the big reason he snagged that afterwards. Realized he couldn't outplay Kodo Draco, but he needs to accelerate a lead at some point.
Oh, but here comes Joltz again. Flash coming from his girdles, and that
Oh,
is
no.
the end of Keaton Factor. Joltz, with the biggest snowball ever, is just running over the bot lane. So it's his third visit.
And he gave that kill over to Hide the Fish, which wasn't bad at all.
Not at all. Honestly, probably what should have happened in the beginning. Oh, and there's the train choo-choo coming from Kodo. Taken down. Silly Squirtle. And that is a chain, second chain out on Escape. And Garchomp 1 eliminates the Zoe.
Now, I'm just saying this right now because we might not see it later. But Zoe's 0-1 right now. Has a negative KDA.
Oh my goodness, this may be bad for Joltz and Yomihime. One more stack. Oh no. Oh no, they are both fairly low, but they do take it. That's a shutdown going on Garchomp.
Now that's huge. Garchomp getting those kills now has money in his pocket, has item advantage over Escape, maybe shuts down the Zoe. This is maybe the opposition that we were looking for to this unanswered Zoe before now. That's 2 kills on over to Garchomp.
And it was unfortunate with that play in the bot lane. It was a great engage by Will of D. Kaisa was there, and she was able to get quite a few stacks onto Nunu and Leona, but they weren't quite able to finish the kills. But then Ezreal came in, and they did a 1-for-1 trade, which was advantageous toward Garcrush2 because of the shutdown goal.
We do see the itemization here for the Keaton Factor, though, getting the pickaxe first. It does look like he wants to go for an Infinity Edge instead of the Manamune build, which we've seen before. The Infinity Edge start will be good with his, it will allow him to be stronger in the mid-game, early mid-game, and then hopefully accelerate past it instead of scaling up from the Muramana.
Ooh, Chain barely misses, but Electrocute still goes off. Looking for the Sleepy Trouble Bubble, but does not find it. Ooh. And Will of D is sneaking up from behind, does get the slow from the Smite, and LeBlanc goes back in, destroying the Zoe. Over and over again, Garchomp is showing this Zoe that she can do what she does better. Kodo Draco honestly does not look like he is taking any damage currently.
The Corrupting Potion from Kodo Draco, the trades are all in his favor right now.
And that is a stun onto Urgot, but he does have his dash back up again. Oh no, and there's another snowball, but unfortunately he cannot connect it with the Keaton Factor. That is the Rift Herald. And that is a choo-choo train coming to the bot lane. That is so many plasma stacks onto those Ennies, but they can't shut him down. In fact, Will of D was the only one that's died so far. Oh no.
Wow. They
Holy
turned that all in their favor. I thought it was over. They were trapped, they were pinned, but no. It was the Keaton Factor coming back with the killer instinct. Oh, it was a flash. Okay, we do have a replay showing up in just one quick second. They will take Drake as we get that replay going. Now that's one dragon each at this point. Then we'll be able to see which soul we're getting, either Mountain Drake or Infernal. What an intense play, though.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Here comes another Paddle Star, but they destroy the dragon before.
No smites on either side. Will of D was not there.
Those are the scariest ones.
Okay, so we do have the replay here. After the Rift Herald was dropped, they had free reign because there was no turret aggro anywhere. It was destroyed. The engage begins, and Kodo Draco actually gets deleted, or not Kodo Draco. Will of D gets deleted. Kaisa getting chased away. Has a few stacks here. And then flashes over the wall right here, right onto Yomihime.
Oh
with the
my
Void
goodness.
Seeker taking the kill and then just kites away Jolts.
Keaton factor. Showing some prowess. Holy cow, that was insane. The fact that he knew that he could flash and take on Yumi TV. Oh no, but
Right.
that is a solar flare coming out. They get the real Wukong, and
That's
I
big.
don't think he has the True Shot Barrage is the one that takes
Yeah,
him down.
wow.
Next Juke's coming out.
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness.
McDuddles, what were you thinking? Wow, flashes away.
You know, I think there was 4 skill shots there that were shot to try to get the karma, but they couldn't get him. Garchomp.
13 minutes into the game, we got a Dragon each, and then a Rift Herald 4 down to Flash, which helped them drop the first Blood Tower. Jolt's taking the money off that one. But we do see here a gold differential of about 2,000, and Kai'Sa with 2 pickaxes. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he just wants his Q evolve right now.
Well, 2 pickaxes are better than 1.
Yeah, 1 in each hand. But if you get 3, it's diminishing returns, you know. Kodo Draco solo taking down this top lane turret. Ooh, doesn't quite get the turret gold yet.
Oh, and there's a stun up on this silly Squirtle. The thing about Sion is he gets to the point where there's just no point of even fighting him anymore. He just is unkillable.
And with that, he does have the CS advantage and 3 kills. So there's
no.
quite a bit. Oh,
He is in such a bad position, but he does flash out of both the knockups.
There it
but
is.
the train still comes out along
Gets that.
with the smash coming out from Sion. That is another kill going over to Will of D.
luckily McDuddles was there helping out, given shields where shields were needed. That turret shot did only take 1 hit off of Kodo Draco, and now that's top tower dropped. Will of D is going to take it.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
So 1 tower each, 24k gold, 900 differential.
It's still extremely close. That first tower gold did give them a little bit more of an edge.
Yep.
But honestly, it's not enough to count Garcrush out yet. They still have plenty of room, especially with this LeBlanc. Garchomp is popping off.
I do want to highlight, we have a 4-0 LeBlanc though, and his opponent here, the Zoe, is a 0-2. Not even a full item yet. Had to get Mercurial Treads instead of the Soric shoes just to survive against the LeBlanc. Garchomp has been doing work against the Zoe.
Holy cow, those fancy feet. Absolutely beautiful, and Garchomp as well, distorting to a safe zone. Paddle stars just flying left and right, but none of them hitting their mark. And we do have Nunu coming up here, but I think they caught a glimpse of them through the river. He does almost get caught under tower. He's going to get full plasma stacks here.
Another auto. Can
There
Kai'Sa
it
come in and
is.
get it?
He did get, no, he did not get the full plasma stacks, and Solar Flare goes off, but it doesn't hit enough champions, and the Urgot ult goes out, but it finds no mark. Kodo Draco is here. He is big. He is tanky.
Wow.
He's ready to soak up some damage.
Kodo Draco is what is pushing down to Flash away from the rest of his team right now. If it weren't for that, they could tower dive Garcrush2 all night long. But no, they can't, because the moment he shows up, he's a 3-in-1 Scion. And then their Urgot is 0-3. Like, there's not much to it. Ooh.
Holy cow. Even though she is a little behind in the lane, she still does an outrageous amount of damage. Oh no. Will of D comes up just a little bit short. Will of D
Yeah, hate to
is
see
out.
it.
Escape
Wow.
cannot escape. Squirtle is also rooted out. Kodo Draco is low, but he still has his passive. See if he can clean up any kills here. They're
That's
slowly
low.
chasing them. But then Jolt knocks up McDoodles, but can't quite finish him. And there's the ult coming out from Jolt. Distortion is not enough. It is enough. Barely dodges that true shot barrage.
Yep.
But honestly, that fight was in the favor of DTF.
And now first Mountain Drake going on over to down to Flash. 2 more of these, and after this one, 2 more of these will get them the soul. And we've seen it before. We've seen the power of a Mountain Drake soul. It's with the shield and the armor, magic resistance, the stats that the Drake gives is insane.
Exactly, especially when DTF has so many champions that can benefit from those buffs. It is going to be a definite want for down to Flash. We'll see if they can continue to keep control of the river as the game progresses. And it does look like Yomihime did spot out Will of D.
Yeah.
And Will of D has a team
Goon
coming.
They're here.
I don't think there's anything he can do at this point. There is just too much
No.
CC.
Rift Herald should go in favor of Garcrush2 now at this point. I do want to highlight here, we're at 18 minutes in, and,
Oh my goodness.
and the Keaton Factor just,
Oh no.
he's alive, he lives.
Keaton Factor barely making it out with the help of McNettles.
But we're at 18 minutes in, and the Keaton Factor just bought his Manamune. Didn't even buy tier first, and so it's going to be a long time before he has that procced into Muramana. I don't know if that was the best choice. Oh!
Holy cow, and this is looking bad for Garcrush2. Oh no, that is the snowball
Tower dive.
going in on Kodo Draco, but he is really tanky.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that is not enough. Holy
Do you see
cow.
how much that devour, I guess it's called a devourer, I think that's Cho'Gath's name, but but the chomp on that minion healed so much on for Jolts there. That's insane.
Yeah, consume is what it's called.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, and it honestly, it surprises me how much damage that actually does.
Yep.
I feel like it's a little unfair towards Cho'Gath, you know, because they almost do the same amounts of damage at max levels.
Just Cho'Gath just gets really big.
Exactly.
All right, the
Ooh.
re-engage here.
And Garchomp is now dominating, taking down Urgot.
This is what we're looking for. 6-0 LeBlanc. This can one-shot any of the carries right now. It will one-shot the Zoe. It will one-shot the Ezreal. If Garchomp can hyper-focus those two, they'll win the rest of the team fights. Because as long as Jolts can live, doesn't matter if they don't have damage. You have a Kai'Sa shredding everyone else.
Exactly, and they are catching out Jolt here, but he is so tanky. He is taking
Oh my
no
word.
damage, but the Keaton Factor and Will of D are getting fairly low. Yomihime is also full health, but there is no health on the side of Garcrush2. There's the train coming out, stunning them up, but it is not enough. It looks like Kodo Draco will fall as well. He does fall.
Oh, yeah.
And now they are just hunting for kills. McDoodles gets rooted and stunned up, and unfortunately they can't return any of those kills.
Hey, Zoe got her first kill of the game. Oh, wow. We didn't see it on screen there, but Hide the Fish was able to take down the Keaton Factor. I assume it was a Mystic Shot that was able to take it, and now that's a free Baron for down to Flash, giving them the siege potential they need. It's 3 towers to 2 at this point, and a 5,000 gold differential in favor of down to Flash. Things are looking good. They didn't need the Zoe to carry, but they have the Ezreal, who's 10-2 right now.
And Jolt's just an absolute monster on this Nunu. He has so much influence around the map that he just determines basically what's going to be going on. He has control over all the objectives. He creates these awesome ganks, but this is a replay of Hide the Fish killing Keaton Factor.
I mean, there it is, and that's how he died.
I counted 2 auto attacks.
It was, I believe it was one of the empowered auto attacks, too, that got him. But, I mean, I don't know what the Keaton Factor was looking for right there, because he was definitely not, he did not have the health economy there to face up against Hide the Fish with the Trinity Force, with the Muramana, And now halfway through a Blade of the Ruined King, this Ezreal is going to be insanely hard to get to as well as survive from. Like, Kodo Draco cannot just face tank anything that happens from.
Oh my goodness.
Fish.
Hide the
Wow.
Fish taking down Karma in the bot lane. Will of D getting a couple of good knockups, but unfortunately it's not going to result in anything.
Next, Mountain Drake is up now, so they're able to get this one for free as well.
It is the 3rd of 4.
They don't even need everyone there. They're just going to... Jolts is just going to take it by himself. Why not? Who needs it? Who needs
it? Look at his consume.
Yeah.
Don't you feel bad for Cho'Gath? He kind of got ripped.
He got ripped off. The consume and the smite. It's virtually impossible to smite steal a Nunu because of that consume and the smite.
Exactly. Oh no. Unfortunately, they are just getting caught out left and right, forced to blowing their summoners. Garcrush2 just needs to either get some vision or stop wandering around in the jungle, because Jolt will find you.
And not only that, but Hide the Fish could be anywhere as well, dealing that damage. If this game goes long enough, Escape CL will also be able to scale up as well.
Oh my goodness. That was not enough to take down even the clone of Garchomp 1. But things are getting a little dicey here as Jolts comes in with another snowball, looking to lock them all down. Will of D gets a great knockup. Jolts gets very low from the turrets, but does not die. Yomihime is slowly just following the Garcrush2 team as they hide back in their fountains. And honestly, the damage coming out of Hide the Fish is absolutely crazy. He's definitely the damage dealer on the team this time around.
They might just want to brute force end this game. No, okay, they're going to disengage, but there's minions at the mid tower right here, so that's going to be a tower and another inhibitor, I would assume.
And Mystic shots coming out from Hide the Fish, and Yomihime did get a good Zenith Blade, but unfortunately no one to follow up on. And now, oh, that was a very unfortunate flash and dash attempt.
2 inhibitors down here. Things look insanely just uncontested here. 4 down to Flash. They cannot, Garcrush2 cannot find a way to respond to them. Sure, we shut down the Zoe in this last game, but who cares when you've got 3 tanks and an Ezreal?
Yeah, I think that the Garcrush2's only hope at actually turning this game is going to be finding. Ooh, that was real close. But Hide the Fish barely gets it with a true shot brush. Yeah, I think Garcrush2's only chance at actually turning this game is going to be finding a member of Down to Flash alone and exposed. But besides that, I don't think there's much they can do. They're definitely getting outplayed in the team fights.
Looks like at this point, 25 minutes in, they're delaying the inevitable. I mean, not that they're going to just forfeit. Why would they just forfeit? You know, they want to play this out as much as they can, and so delaying the inevitable, there could be an easy comeback, or not an easy comeback. There could be a comeback, but it will not be easy. Jolts with 3,000 damage, or 3,000 health right now, and quite a bit of armor. It's just going to be a force to be reckoned with, allowing Hide the Fish to do what he does best, deal the damage, be that carry.
And Garchomp is still deathless in this game. He has 6 kills and no deaths.
That's a pretty good stat to have, even if you're losing.
Yeah, it's almost more impressive if you're losing.
Yeah.
Oh no, Will of D does get caught out, but there is no one to follow Yomihime. And now it does look like Down to Flash is split up, but unfortunately they can't capitalize it. And there's the train coming out. Keep Factor remains alive, but there is just so much damage coming out of the Down to Flash team, and they can't take down any of their members. They are way too tanky. And Flash is just being thrown left and right.
That's
as
3 inhibitors.
Garcrush2 returns to the fountain with their tails between their legs. I do not think that they can do anything at this point. Team Factor does remain alive, though. He is looking, but he gets taken down by Escape. And there's the first death of Garchomp, and then also the McDoodles. It did follow, and that is the end. That is the final game. Down to Flash.
We
Only
had,
lost one game.
We had Silver Scrapes queued up and everything. We were going for Game 5, you know. But unfortunately, yeah, they only dropped one game.
Absolutely.
And then it was an
ridiculous.
easy turnaround after that. Silly Squirtle, though, was just getting bullied in lane, but that didn't even matter because after a while, you're just a ball of stats. Get in the way, let Hide the Fish do his job, and get the kills. That was insane for a last game.
It was insane. And something that was kind of unexpected as well is Zoe wasn't as influential as she was in previous games, but the Nunu was incredibly influential. He was able to go from lane to lane, just giving an advantage wherever he went, especially in the bot lane, which is kind of what got Hide the Fish up and rolling. And in the end, yeah, as you can see, Hide the Fish did just an obscene amount of damage compared to the others. And I do think that was because of the Nunu. So Jolt's just showing up with Nunu and Willem.
Just enabling everyone else on his team to do their job. And so congratulations to Down to Flash. They really deserved it, being only, I don't know, so they were, 7-0, and then 2, 9, 10, so they're like 11-1. At this point, I'm trying to think of how many games they actually played at this point. But yeah, they only dropped one game against Garcrush2 here, and then it was a solid fight to take it back.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Down to Flash, everyone. That was our GameTyrant League of Legends Winter Series 2020. And by the end of this series, I could say that correctly without messing up. So
it only took
hey.
Hey, I do hope that the Star Squad will come back tomorrow. I mean, next series. But I do hope they change their name because that name is my cancer.
That was you're the bane of your existence.
That is the bane of my existence next to Caitlyn. So I'm hoping that we can come up with some new names. I'll sit down in a boardroom with you and help you come up with some new names. But besides that, that is the end of the series. So I mean, honestly, it was a blast.
Yeah, thank you so much for everybody for participating. All of the teams that were able to be in the series, we are grateful for you and glad that you could be here. We had a ton of fun watching you and doing our commentary for you. You can always check out the VODs, check out the stats. We have our tournament. Why can't I think of the word? Not officer. Tournament. TO. Organizer. Why can't I think of that? Doing the stats so you guys can learn how to get better, see where you're doing well, see where you can improve. Watch the VODs. We have them all up on YouTube for GameTyrant. Also, keep a close eye on our socials for the summer series that we'll be doing within the next few months or so. Like I said, we don't have any specific dates, but keep tuned in for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And just showing my appreciation as well. There's been so much dedication shown in this tournament, not only from all the casters here and all the producers, but also from all the players, which makes the experience just better overall. When everyone shows that they're serious about it and they give it their all, it doesn't matter what place you've come in. It's just fun. Right, that's kind of the whole reason that we sign up this. That's the point of video games, is to have fun. We all had fun here, and we hope that you guys had fun there. The producers are just as thankful as we are the casters. They may not be here on camera, but they put in so much work. I would say more work than the casters do.
And by that I mean yes.
Yeah.
They do a lot more work than we do.
And I feel like our work is a little bit more fun too. We get to look up stats and talk about numbers.
That's
and,
true.
Compare different players. So they do a lot of the harder work, a lot of the more tedious work, and they do it with a smile. They do it for you guys.
Yep.
So they are very appreciative of you guys as well. But Anything else that you'd
Yeah,
like to add to that?
for all those who are in the tournament, keep an eye out. GameTyrant will be sending out a survey that will help us improve how our tournaments work out. We always are trying to get better at this. We're trying to get better at this. They're trying to get better at this. And so, yeah, if you can fill out that survey whenever you get it, I don't really know where it's going to, if it's email or Discord. But either way, look out for it. Please fill it out. It would help us greatly. And
Yes.
that's it.
Well, there's
We're
also
done.
a drawing for that survey as well.
Oh, yeah, you're
We're doing
right.
an RP giveaway for that survey. If you're willing to take the time to complete it, you could earn yourself a new skin, the most beautiful skin in the game. The only skin you can buy is the Pajama Guardian Urgot skin. That is the only skin we'll be giving away. But no, just kidding. We'll just give you flat RP, but I highly suggest that you purchase that skin if I have any recommendation. But I think that's it. I don't
That is
think
it.
there's anything we're forgetting, even though we're very forgetful.
Yes.
Is
With
that
that,
it?
thank you so much. Everyone have a great night. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll beat through this this quarantine. I mean, I definitely have enjoyed this in the time of the quarantine, being kind of such troubling for everyone.
Yeah.
This has been helpful for me just to have this moment to enjoy League of Legends. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. My name is Joel. Jason Nielsen. You can find us. We can find both of us on socials. We've got Tanner. You can.
Tanner Shea YT Swenson is my name and call sign. That's what I go by. Definitely look me up. We have it on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to stay in contact, even after all this is done and through with, and we hope to see you guys again next season.
Yep.
Bring your A game. Take down to Flash. Someone needs to do it.
Yeah, 2 years, two series in a row. All right, everybody, have a great night. Thanks again.